Yeah, so both of them are weird. Alright.
If they're gonna do a scan, they might as well just be detailed with the scan.
Yeah.
Yo! Say what?
Say something. He wants you to be the on-camera voice.
Oh, okay. So go downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Test or tens? Test, test, test. My name is Steve, and I hit my arm. Ow, that hurt. Testy Westy, testy Westy, testy.
Good job.
Does it? Nice. DOS sound is working.
Alright, there it is. How do we get started? Make room for this?
Yep. What we did last time. Pulled out all the components, make sure we had everything. So we'll do the same thing here. Oh yeah, and then there's two that are subtly different. Okay, 5. Nice. Also 5. Also 4. Okay, episode 6.
Not that I protect this table. Maybe if you could get a map or something.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Those are the indica ones, right? Oh, I don't know if you saw it. These is all the stuff.
Oh, cool.
Not yet. Let's get a little bit further. For me at least. I'll know I'll like go super dopey. Let's see. Okay, so all the screws are pretty obvious actually. Yeah, so build the bottom portion, which is... Oh, what else? I think we're actually good for now. It did come with, the Allen, so we're good. There it goes. Really good. This and something like this. I'm going to guess that you can do it any which way. Something like this. Something like this. Something like that. Beautiful. And then this part that goes there, which means that this goes backwards. This is backwards. Great, I'll see. Yes, this is a 6. Awesome. Great. Okay, so this is like turning out to be way easier than last time. So
How?
So already step 1. So now I just need to grab the screws and just construct the bottom portion. So AS1s. Are these labeled? No, not really, but they look pretty good.
Are they AS1? Wait, oh, that was AS1, yeah.
Yeah. And then that'll connect these pieces.
I imagine that's it.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome.
I get another hex key. I can do that too.
Oh, cool.
What page of that size?
Oh, this one? Oh. Will that actually work? Really? Yeah, I don't think so. That doesn't seem right. Oh, yeah, well, there you go. Boom. Lovely.
This build brought together to you by Twitch.
Is that copies of the bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, after years.
Yes. Let me just actually flip this around. There we go. Oh, perfect. Nice. Actually, hold on. Before you do that, I think yeah. Damn it. Crap. Hold on.
Open case, yeah, it's a cheap
Yeah.
minor case.
Yeah.
Just for convenience. Except for the building part.
Oh, who's that?
Josh is on it.
He's like, what? Minor case? Do you know of like the best open air type case? That's not necessarily a minor case, but it's sort of like a test bench. I couldn't seem to really find any. I mean, the ones I did find were like insanely expensive, so I just went with those.
Yeah, I'm curious what kind of case he used. This smells stupid.
Yeah, there you go. Good. That's cool.
Alright, we did it.
Fuck. Step 1. Bullshit. Done.
We're all done.
Yeah, basically all we needed, just that part.
I didn't realize it was What? Bullshit!
Yeah, so, and then we have, oh god, 9 more steps. But we're gonna skip the last 2. That's for like when you want to put on like 12 fans.
Oh, do it all. Come on. Don't like.
No, you don't need to be turning on like 8 fans.
Come on. Do the bill.
Don't half-ass it.
Exactly.
Oh my god. Okay, here we go. So we're on to step 2. We're gonna build one of the rails. Yeah, the 2 rails, the 2 sides. Okay, so FSO4 and FSO1s. Okay. 4 ones. I'm guessing it's just the same thing. Yep. Seems pretty straightforward. And then the screws are, I'm gonna guess it's these again. It doesn't say explicitly. Yeah, it's probably these. Okay. Yeah.
What are these ones?
These are the O1s, FSO1, and then it's marked here, FSO1.
Oh, okay, so there's 2. Give me a pair of a set.
So here's the FSO1s, and then here's the middle, and then yeah, you put that one there together. FSO1. Oh yeah, I guess one side is slightly different.
Yeah, there.
FSO2. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the last piece. Okay, cool. So the trick is that these portions need to be outer facing.
Outside, yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Sweet.
Oh, is that the base?
This is the base, and then these are the sides.
Oh, there like feet for it?
There
You don't need feet.
are, maybe? Yes, there are feet.
Are there feet? What are the
Yes.
feet?
There are these little, sort of like triangle
Oh.
pieces that fit on the bottoms.
These guys?
Yeah.
Interesting. Wait, what are those? These are the feet.
They look like this.
Really? Okay. No, those are not.
Well,
feet.
no, actually,
those are mounts for the next piece.
Yeah, no, there are no feet. You basically just
these
put,
are the feet.
Yeah, so this just fits.
These are the feet.
Higher.
Look at this. Feet.
Feet?
Yeah, look.
Oh yeah.
They're totally the feet. Shit. Just a little bit to like just get a little bit of padding. Man, look at this fan already. Does it come with the fans?
I think it does.
I don't think it comes with fans. It comes with these grills.
Oh, grills.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess I just had the fans extra.
Oh.
But I have a ton of fans. Maybe the fans come in the. One of these pieces has fans.
I'm sure it'll be fine. You know, the card has fans. The CPU has
I mean,
fans.
that row of fans is for the second level, which I don't think we're gonna put.
Yeah, like I honestly would say like.
No, it's totally built for miners. You know,
Yeah.
and they're going to
Yeah.
be running their GPUs 24/7.
Yeah.
So, the CPUs do need fans in that case.
Yep.
You might be okay. Probably.
Any distinction here?
Cool.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, depending on how this goes, I might build one of these machines too.
Oh yeah? Nice.
Yes.
Love it.
Unless it's a disaster, in which case I will consider other options.
Yeah. Then you'll be like, see, I told you, Jeff, it wasn't gonna work. It's just.
Well, you know, I have.
Rusty's a skeptic.
No, I have
In
experience.
general.
I have experience. So.
Yeah, anyone who's built a Hackintosh has scar tissue.
Oh, it's not Hackintosh. It's specifically like I do know about those issues. It's more like I used to use I used to use Parallels, and I used to work inside of Parallels for like Windows.
Really?
So I was on a Mac, and I would use Parallels, or maybe it was VMware, but like I was using Windows inside of there to do a lot of it. And compiling was really fucking slow.
Yeah.
And then I started working off a boot camp, and I didn't realize how much faster it was. When I was doing it natively, I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's just so much faster.
What have I been doing?
So the idea of using a VM for my main workstation,
Yeah.
that is a little dubious. Now, the reason I would want to build the machines is not for that, it's for all the other uses, right? It's for all the other VM uses, whether all the other VMs are on that machine, 100%. The only one that I'm not sure about is where that's the primary workstation.
Sure.
Where I'm like, I might want that native.
Well, with the pass-through, the GPU pass-through, it feels super native if you do, it feels really native.
So that would improve the GPU, but what about the CPU?
Oh, it feels, I mean, like you'll see. Yeah. I mean, you can make...
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Well, the nice thing is that say the VM isn't powerful enough, with this CPU, you have like fucking 32 threads or something. I mean, you could just crank it up until you feel good.
Yeah.
So with me, like for doing video editing with 4K footage, it takes about 8. So like 4
The fact that you're doing video editing footage is definitely a testament to the system.
Oh yeah, it's totally rad.
That is surprising. I'm very surprised you're doing video editing on a VM. Like that is.
You're like, I don't believe it.
I don't
What's the
know.
difference, Josh?
It's
What is it?
a testament to their latency. You know? So.
Oh, there's only 2 lengths?
What's up?
There's only 2 lengths?
Oh, 4.
I guess there's not a lot.
Yeah, we're like closing in on it. Oh, and you already sort of connected this almost.
Hell yeah.
Dude, okay, never mind.
I
don't know where that trauma was coming from. I just.
I don't know how to do these things though.
Yeah, that's a final step. That was the big pain in the ass. Let's see.
Would you buy a AMD card if you were going to run a newer operating system?
Oh, for Mac. If you want to run Mojave, I think that's the only way to do it.
What about what's that for Mojave? What's in it?
Catalina.
It's around the corner, right? It's come down like a month or two.
Yeah, I think you still need to stay on like A and B. So Josh, the dude who's on the stream, I don't know if he got Mojave working, but he got that video card working. AMD, an RX 580.
Yeah, Apple has some cards that they recommend that are like 100% network compatible.
Yeah, like
They
just
have,
plug and play.
It's like a specific Sapphire,
Yeah.
like RX 98, like 580 or something.
Yeah, like a really specific version. Yeah.
It's like the other ones. Oh, these ones might work, but here's the ones we tested. So.
Mojave didn't like his GPU.
Oh, it didn't. Oh, straight from the horse's mouth.
Okay.
Didn't work.
Did not work.
And I think he has an MSI RX 580. Because
Oh,
brands do matter. Because he had an RX 580 that just straight up didn't work at all. I think across the board.
Hold on, I'm missing the chat.
Oh.
I'm missing the chat. I missed it.
Okay, let's see. Oh, dude, love it. Yeah. We're getting close.
Is yours attached?
No, not yet. Yeah, hold on. Did I do it backwards? Huh? Oh, I did something wrong.
He needs to try Mojave again after mastering HS. What's HS?
High Sierra.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're just taking a step back?
Yeah, he said he's gonna try Mojave again. Might
Is this
work.
your Twitch chat? Oh, you duplicated desktop anyway?
So quick question. I did this before. No, I didn't. Never mind. That's all good.
Yeah, I imagine you want it to work.
Yeah.
This side is only attached right here. which you don't
Yeah.
have.
So it's these things.
These things?
This is I think the thing that confused the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
But it might not be as confusing this time. It's this step 3. Let me connect. Oh yeah, this is not connected
I
at
don't
all.
think it.
Yeah,
can't
we
connect.
have to use those things. Yeah, that's what. I think that's where the problems are coming from.
What screws are those?
What's
It doesn't. It shows you those, but then it doesn't tell you anything about it till step 6.
Yeah, so here we go. Get ready, guys. So, what is this? This is a 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a 3. Okay.
This case is what gives this computer that real personality that you're like, no,
Sorry.
this is not a normal machine. This is something out of sci-fi. Like this is truly a new build.
Okay, there we go. Something like that. And then we're going to screw it in.
Andy from the chat has a question about pair virtualization.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, and the answer is yes.
He's saying.
Just.
Did you read the question?
I think he's saying it as a statement, but without full confidence. That's.
Yeah. Would KVM be considered pair virtualization? Question mark. I know in some cases, host-based VMs for guests with is like host could be faster than pure
I
hypervisors.
guess this screen's a little hard to read.
I'm also reading sideways, so that's a challenge.
I still don't understand.
What that means?
Yeah, that.
Oh, that's an L.
Oh, is that something that makes sense to you? Because that doesn't. Yeah,
No.
I blocked that part of the build out. Like that's the part that'll make you crash.
What?
It's like, how does that work?
It's like a fucking it adds support.
Yeah, so it's.
Yeah, but I have to find the screws.
Yeah.
Like it also is telling you about that in step 3, but doesn't tell you anything about those until step 6.
Is a warm up. Yeah. So it's like sort of like to be prepared for this. Also, this is in English.
I have a feeling this got easier or something. Like mine was, they were missing something in
This
mine.
basically feels built. Like I don't want
Because
to feel like
it's
not-
definitely coming together way easier than mine did.
Yeah,
I don't know what that
The
is.
pizza and the beer. Like,
Maybe that's what it is.
Or maybe you didn't eat a
Yeah, you were grumpy, and now you're like, yeah, like no problem.
Guys.
Josh in the chat says KVM is closer to ESXi than VMware Player on top of Mac, Windows, Linux. Okay, Josh, I have a question for you. What would you say the differences between Unraid and ESXi are? Like generally, like for someone like me who knows a little bit about this, like if I'm looking at like, oh, maybe I want to do a build with Unraid or ESXi, like, you know, why would I prefer one or the other?
I still don't get these behind. Because do they extend?
So it doesn't just like.
I like how it's just like, it just shows, and then it shows it a little closer, and then it shows it like on there. It's like,
Done!
How do you get it on there? This is not an obvious, just like put the screw in. This is like a weird hook thing or something.
Yeah.
Josh says that Unraid is all open source Linux stuff. Not sure about VMware's ESXi, which is a somewhat commercial. I think you can get it for free with certain limitations, but it's definitely not open source at all. Unraid is Slackware plus KVM. Slackware.
There's weird shapes. Okay.
Is this a piece we have to prepare? Looks like we have these strange little things that fit in ASD.
Are those used as like hooks that go into these grooves?
I think so. I think that was the really difficult thing. I mean, I could phone a friend.
Rusty, are you drinking bourbon?
Yes. Is that a question for the chat?
Yes. No,
Yeah.
it's a personal question.
Personal question. Recently, Still Austin finally finished their actual real whiskey, their real bourbon. It's a brewery here in Austin that's actually around the corner that we finally got some real bourbon out of there. They were doing some like clear whiskey stuff for a while that tastes like trash. And this is like their real release. It just finished like a couple months ago, and it's pretty good. It's their first release. I think they're gonna have a second one in like November probably. It's a Still Austin.
Oh, these are the glory screws when everything's done and you're putting the computer together. And then this is the
So they don't do
motherboard mounts.
do they hook or like?
Oh, I thought they went below. Do they go up top?
I
Like,
believe they go down here. Yeah, but I believe they actually do.
Both, like,
But do
both
they
sides?
like
Looks like
stick in?
there's
Because it doesn't like hook or anything. It just goes in.
Let's see.
there's 6 of them.
And it's at this point that now I remember exactly. Like, why didn't they just put a screw
wait.
here?
Oh wait. I think I see something. It does. It needs to go into the thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's the shape.
How does it tighten those?
Well, there's a screw inside, but
Does it tighten the other side?
Okay, so that is in. But how do you do that for the one that can't go in?
At the bottom. I have another piece that's, if it's easier to look at.
Okay, so. Oh, no, they're just on this side. Okay, I can do these. I get it now.
Woo! Let's go on all the sides. Okay. There are 8 of these. Yeah.
Where are those funny little things?
Minor case V3, 6 bay. I guess the board goes up top?
Yeah, it sits on this. There's
Down the bottom?
it sits there's little screws that you put these into.
The board on?
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought I saw from the like the image that like the board, like the GPUs were up here.
Oh, you mean the GPUs?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. The GPUs have a rack here that goes like this, and then you can actually.
How do they hooked on the board then?
you usually use one of these, like a cable.
What? I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's an extension cable. It's basically just a PCI cable. It goes into the bus and then it rides up,
No shit.
and it allows you to like move the card around. So.
Oh, so it's but that means they're not hooked up through like.
They are, yeah. So it goes. I got one of the cables here. It should be somewhere around there.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's so
Is it that?
It's like an extender. Oh,
Yep. Yeah, it's that.
these basically extend the GPU,
Yep.
so they go up top. I mean, it's easy. Whoa.
Oh, nice.
Is this on purpose? Like.
Yeah, so it's just like a lot of times you want to be able to move things around. You know, like.
I've never seen this.
Yeah, like, so for example, if you tried to squish like 4 Titans into those slots, you literally couldn't. There's just not enough space.
Right, part of it's about just the board doesn't support that.
And then in cases where you're actually running them super hot, you need to
More
move them
space,
away from
more.
each other, get more airflow, all that stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, this makes sense from like a physics standpoint. I just didn't know it existed. You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
These are
Holy shit.
So is this going to be used
Yeah.
then? Is this what's going to be used?
So since he has like a half size card, it actually might not fit on the top rack. But I brought it. But I brought it in case he wants to just see what that's like.
Well, but he might get one of those like
The bigger
cards for like if he wants to upgrade his other
Yeah.
side of the line.
So that he has it here in case he wants to go out.
Yeah. Like Jeff was mentioning sidecar stuff with like the new operating system. I was like, well, it's probably going to require the new one, which is not going to work on the NVIDIA card. So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, because NVIDIA and Apple are working on it. There's some kind of spite behind some kind of like war.
Yeah, I don't know the details of that.
Something about lawsuits and
Oh, it's all about.
yeah, it's some kind of lawsuit situation. And I mean, some of this is speculative, so it's not necessarily true, but like it's probably true. It's something about like the way the story goes is Apple, like NVIDIA, is like really they have a monopoly and they're able to like push their way around the industry.
Yeah.
And they tried to push it on Apple, and Apple didn't buy. So like, no. And so they basically it caused like now all these NVIDIA cards are no longer like it's basically it's like now they're just we're just going to really get competitors. So,
Yeah.
Like so. Well,
Bummer.
yeah. Right.
Fucking bummer, man.
I mean, it's like having like.
Power for your laptop. You're at 7%.
Oh, okay.
Here, I'll go. We'll find one. I think. Is it upstairs?
There might be one over there on that table.
Yeah. Like I love my 1070, but like I'm basically locked on like 1013.
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, because even people who get it working on Mojave, like with the hack, you actually, they say you don't get acceleration. So you can get like 4K resolution, but like it doesn't, you don't actually get the benefits of the card.
That seems broken.
Yeah,
like
so
100%. You know?
It's like good stuff. Yeah.
It's like I might want to accelerate this. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah, I bought this $800 card to watch YouTube.
Guess what?
Sweet, good to go.
I imagine I'm doing gear size now.
Yeah, since you figured it out, really good, really good. I don't know if this is the right side or not. Right, I don't know if it needs to be flipped or not. Oh no, it's fine. There you go.
I think the order that they tell you these sounds. Okay, once we do all the corners, then we're what at step 4?
Yeah. Then we are, putting on the motherboard. Yeah. Make sure that is correct. Yeah. Okay. That is positive. That is good stuff. Hold on just a second. Hold on. So it's hard for me to see. Do you see? So on this side, you see small holes on this left side. Are they on this side as well?
Yes.
Oh, they are. Okay, perfect. Yeah, those are the motherboard mounts.
Yeah, they look the same.
Perfect. Wow. Okay, we'll have to change the story about this case.
Just needs pizza and beer.
Fucking A.
And then change your Amazon review.
The instructions are so fucking dumb with this case. Fuck you.
Yeah, it seems like it's basically done.
Yeah.
Weird.
Fuck, man, I really built that one up.
Okay. Alright, so I was reading the Wikipedia thing, and I think I got the difference between like what Parallels is doing, like, you know, what I've used in the past, VirtualBox, and what this is. There's sort of a classification between like two types of hypervisors. This is a type 1, which is also known as like a native or bare metal hypervisor, in which it's basically running directly on the hardware, where there's type 2, which are hosted versions.
Well, there's like some sort of emulation.
They're running on a conventional operating system that all runs like through the same kernel. Or, you know, but it's running on the OS or something.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like
the same kernel.
I guess our operating system runs as a process on the host. but of course it gets kind of mixed. It's not exactly clear this one and two thing. For instance, like the KVM, the kernel-based virtual machines, those are like a two because they actually have their own general purpose operating system. They do allow direct access at the same time to the hardware. So it's sort of like, it's not exactly a clear-cut idea, but like, these bare metal ones, like basically get a lot more resource access, to ability. There's no latency, they're using the hardware directly. Fascinating. Fascinating.
Not all virtualization is equal.
Different trade-offs,
Yeah. Although, I think parallels and stuff is probably always the worst.
Those were better than they used to be. We used to do virtualization. Gosh, I wonder what it was called back in the day. But way before, we used to run a virtual version of Windows, like it would be like on a PowerPC processor, and it was way slower. It was emulation, basically. It wasn't even virtualization; it was emulation, and it just was so slow. But it was sometimes better than like having a Windows machine, right? Because you got to have both operating systems. It was back in the PowerPC days when you was like, I'm running PowerPC, then I'm running Windows at the same time, so it would emulate Windows on top, and it was so slow. And then when Parallels, like you start saying, you can run like, it was way faster.
So Parallels came out before they made the switch?
Yeah, actually, I can't remember who it was back in the day that was doing the emulation of Windows, but they had it on PowerPC chips. And it was so much slower. And then once we had x86 stuff, I think it was once Mac went Intel, and all of a sudden it was like we could have this virtualization that was so much faster. Yeah. But even then, it's still not needed. It's you get some decent drawbacks. What?
I just got like to the point where it was working, and I was like, perfect. That's all I wanted.
Oh, you were so frustrated. You're like, oh my god. Yeah.
Well, I didn't. A lot of times, especially with cases, like or something like aesthetic, I just kind of, as long as it works, I don't care.
Okay. It's like
slightly off.
Or is it not?
It may not matter depending on what's on.
One of the pressures on it.
There's some weight. Also, once you have the other bars,
do we want to put it on a flat surface? Or? Seems good. So it looks like the next step is motherboard mounting.
So you put the motherboard on before the bars?
So it suggests motherboard mounting like now, but we could just put this.
That makes sense. No, because like those things are, it'll get in your way while you're doing motherboard. So I think.
And plus, he might not be able to even use the bar at this point.
Oh yeah.
Well, because he doesn't have a.
Oh yeah, totally.
what?
Oh, like a long piece. You don't have a long video card. So
I bet shit works. I bet shit will work.
I forget exactly where this piece goes.
Oh no, that's not good.
This is where the card, the card
see,
sits, and then this is where you screw it in.
That's interesting. Let me just put this in. Wait, what? Motherfuckers.
Uh-oh, what's up?
I thought I read it in a way that... Oh no, I put this on backwards. Okay, let's not say that.
Oh, my buddy Andy is watching. Yeah! Andy!
Andy,
I don't know if I've ever met him. I met him while working at Namco. I was doing, mobile game testing way back in the day.
Oh shit, huh? Was Area Namco?
What's up?
I think it shut down, yeah?
Yeah, the mobile one? Namco Networks. I think it's
Namco something.
I think it's shut down. I don't know if Andy's
You
in
left
the
before.
chat.
You left before anything got shut down.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause I left like pretty shortly after the iPhone was announced, and that basically changed the game for
You were there
gaming.
before iPhone. You were
Yeah.
mobile before iPhone.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like every fucking shitty clamshell phone you can think
Yeah,
of.
Engage.
Oh shit! I can't believe you know that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god! If Andy's
Old
listening, he'd
school.
fucking laugh his ass off.
Wow.
Well, there are these like we'll just make jokes about like, dude, the M300. Like, it's just the shittiest fucking phone ever.
But I mean,
Like,
it was like nothing like this existed, right? You could download games from the internet, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like that, but like they were so bad, you know? And like, oh.
and it's like at the end of the day, like basically the moneymaker was Pac-Man. You know?
The known, the brand, yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, so all these games you put out in like the moneymaker is this game from the fucking 70s or something.
Yeah, but like, 'cause you had to pay per game, right? So like, you're
yeah.
like, oh, I don't know, do I want this? Like, it's like, and what's the word of mouth on that, right? Like, it's like, not everyone's downloading it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you something really quick. Where the fuck did I put this? Did I fucking... Put it in this one. Oh yeah, like there's a quick way to find out, right? Or just a little pictures. Yeah, right here. Okay. So this is my system at home.
Ooh.
So you get an idea of like
Whoa.
that's the hard drive enclosure
Mhm.
thing.
So it's the 4-drive, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the power supply up here?
No, the power supply is like.
What's this thing up here?
So though that is this thing. I have two of them though. They're stacked on each
What is
other.
that?
And This is for the drives.
Oh yeah. Well, this thing right here. It looked like there was something above that, like up here.
That's a Blu-ray drive.
Oh, Blu-ray.
So I have in the Unraid App Store. There's like a Make MKV.
You have 3 video cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they?
I have two 1080 Titans and then one 1070.
What are all they for? What?
Masturbation. No, just deep learning stuff.
Oh, really?
So I do TTS at my job, and the TTS training, it takes so much fucking power. Like,
And you write on your own machine as opposed to like.
I've done both, but it's like basically the cost to my team through Azure is like over $3,000 a month for one VM with 2 GPUs.
You're building.
$3,000 a month for one VM with how many GPUs?
2 GPUs, but they're better than.
So this is cheaper
standard.
for your team?
Well, no, it's just like I don't necessarily. I want to do it for myself.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily related to
Bitcoin
work.
mining rigs used.
You're clearly interested in it. So
Yeah, and I'm just it's
CPU.
super interesting and fun and
The
like
Threadripper.
that's why I was
16.
Hell yeah,
Or
this is super cool. No, I'm like, that's awesome.
yeah. So you can get an idea of like what it looks like and where things fit and stuff like that.
Well, so like one idea I would imagine would be like using different VMs, different VMs, and then like switching between them. But like if you do that, can't you dynamically attribute the GPU? You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like,
you just have to shut the VM down that's using
you have
it.
to shut the whole VM down.
You
can't
might be able to
hot swap.
suspend.
Yeah.
You might be able to suspend.
Because like
my
hot
work.
swapping would be a use case, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm using Windows, I'm using Mac, I don't want to hot swap between them because of any number of reasons, right? Say you're just using two different, and so in that case, you're saying have 2 GPUs.
Yeah. So, well, especially with the deep learning thing, like
No, this is a.
you can do distributed training, so you can just keep stacking GPUs on the problem.
Of course, yeah.
So,
That's a problem that just scales with the more GPUs you have, the better.
Yeah. But that's a recent development, really, with like this library called PyTorch. Before that, you'd have to like do tons of custom code in TensorFlow,
Yeah.
but now it's just kind of like baked in, which is nice.
Do you know which Ryzen number this is?
Oh, I think it's
Two, right?
2950X
But
or
isn't
something.
there like a 2 or a 3?
Oh yeah, this is the current gen. This isn't like the previous one.
But there's a new one coming out, right?
There's a new one coming out in September, I think.
And that was a new one.
Yeah, and it's like, but the great thing is like right now the price is dipped on that one. Like that was $200 cheaper than what I paid for it. So.
This is a Ryzen Threadripper?
Threadripper.
So there's other type of Ryzens?
Yeah, I think there's like just Ryzen, like they're as branded as Ryzen. Oh yeah, this is not Ryzen. It's called Ryzen. Never mind. Yeah, so this is just Threadripper. I don't know what the brand of the other ones are.
What makes a Threadripper different than the other ones?
Oh, a shit ton of threads. Like I think it has 16 cores and 32 threads. Yeah.
It also has it's a hyper-threading. That's what Intel calls that, I think.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's also called
So when you see an unraid, you'll just usually when you assign it to
you'll see double the threads.
you just want to select like 0 and 15, 1 and 16, whatever.
Oh really? Oh, it's like
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not automatic. You
Yeah,
kind of just know.
Yeah, I've done that thing before with like assigning CPUs for tasks, and it's like, oh well, like if you want to attribute a certain core, you have to do this fucking math and set it up.
Yes.
Like, wait, what? Like how many cores? Like what is the threads? Like
Yeah, there's a cool feature in Unraid. Well, I mean, I guess it's just in general where you can actually like physically attribute the cores to the VM itself. So like Unraid has nothing to do with them. And so some people in tutorials where they do like a bunch of gaming VMs off one CPU, they say that that's like one of the tricks to getting like really good performance.
Is dedicating cores to.
Yeah, and then additionally you dedicate certain cores to handling the emulation calls, I guess.
Oh, it's like, this core is just for the hypervisor.
Yes, exactly. So then you have cores that are just going on in the VM, and then all the emulation calls.
I imagine there's a version where like it automatically does it, and also the automatic version is also good.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right. Yeah.
The fuck it version.
Well, I mean, it's like how much? Yeah, it's like that's interesting. So is that what you do? You specify?
No. So I had only known about that because I was trying to solve another problem, but Josh figured out how to get the pass through the USB controller, and that solved my problem. So then I stopped looking into the.
Pass through a USB controller. You were not passing like it before, no?
So there's two sort of workflows with it where you can pass through the device itself, or you can pass through the controller. And if you pass through the controller, the VM has access to hot swap and all this stuff. Whereas like for example, if you only pass through the device and you unplug it, you plug it back in, it won't be in your VM. So you'd have to shut down the VM. But it turns out there's a bunch of benefits with bandwidth, like the audio works way better. I think someone said something, is that right?
They're saying it's a Ryzen 2, the newly released, I guess it came out, or what is it?
Well, no, this one isn't.
When's the new one coming out?
I thought it was September, but I don't follow that stuff super closely.
It's August. Yeah.
Pretty close.
It's probably why it's cheaper.
Yeah. This machine basically sucks now.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's the new Apple one looks pretty baller for this stuff.
Are you talking about one of those ones that's like it's basically like a Honda Civic cost?
What?
It's like super expensive. The new Mac Pros or something. Is that what you mean? Or?
No, I just meant in terms of like they're just blowing specs out the window for the Mac Pro.
Okay, yeah.
The Mac Pro.
I mean, are we done?
Damn, Billy. There's one last piece.
We gotta do in theory.
You don't even need this yet. Yeah, because you're not going to use this lick. So.
You don't know it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're actually
you might use it. You might use it.
It would go something like this, or anyways, we'll figure it out later whenever you actually want to install it.
Yeah.
So you're actually like.
Well, in theory, I might not have room for the video cards down there.
Wait, so you have, where do these things go?
Those
Welcome.
are for some other.
Oh, those for here? No, they're for here.
Those are actually for this. I believe.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's what they're for.
You sure?
Yep. Cool.
Fuck it, Billy.
Yeah, rock and roll. Let me see if the thermal paste came.
Chat, we don't have all the parts here right now.
I mean,
We have
it still-
some of the
It
parts.
still took like 45 minutes to build it this far.
It didn't
so-
seem that hard though.
Yeah, but
Delivered.
still, he said it would take an hour. Okay.
Well, yeah, it was trauma talking.
It wasn't a hard
So-
hour. It was actually a pretty easy
But
hour.
I mean, it's been done for you.
Look at this case. Like this is the case built.
Yeah.
Like what the hell, chat? Like does this look like a case to you? No, it looks like rebar. It looks like they're getting ready to lay the foundations on a building. But instead it's the foundations of a new computer.
Fuck. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let me, I'm gonna organize your leftover screws really quick. Hold on.
And
Fuck those
some theory.
things.
Oh no, these are zip ties. Wait, what? Okay, they're zip ties and a switch.
Oh, you don't need one of those. Yeah. Because this Movo is awesome. It has a power button built in. And it's got like a little code thing, like it's fucking Back to the Future, the DeLorean. So the post codes are all right there.
Jeff, is this a what's the music? It's Spotify playlist. Is one of yours?
What?
Playlist?
I think it was one of the like it's a date, one of the generated ones based on stuff I've listened to. I think I know most of the stuff that's been playing, but
Yeah, me too. Actually, I'm just thinking.
I mean, we all just listen to any game soundtracks. So.
I do not use Spotify, so it's always like interesting to me. Like, oh, where?
You just play stuff on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp or my library. I buy stuff and I just I stream stuff. But I don't like Spotify is itself a music discovery system.
Yeah, it's weekly discovery, or it's like most of it, like its best discovery one is the Discover Weekly, and that's like the best discovery system I've ever used.
But I don't use it, so I'm basically not discovering new music through the internet.
Yeah, so maybe you should get the Spotify.
You gotta pay for it though.
Oh yeah, that's right, I paid for it.
Yeah, but Spotify with ads is garbage. It's like,
Oh my god, that's why I pay for it.
yeah, you cannot use Spotify and not pay for it. Like, it's just.
Well, it's like what YouTube is becoming, but I guess you can still have block that.
I know, fucking YouTube is getting disgusting.
But I mean, all the monthly stuff adds up. You know, so,
It totally does. Yeah, I started like subscribing to shit and I'm like, fuck, this is like a lot.
yeah, it is.
Okay, so rockin' tacos. So, next up one thing I put away.
The Movo?
Yep, the Movo mounts. Here we go.
These are from the case?
Those are from the case, yes.
Are those the ones that match specifically the if I remember, it's been a long time since I built a computer.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here.
Oh,
I mean,
so,
but do I put them in all of them, or do I have to figure out what's going to match to the board?
Back in the day,
Yeah,
you used to
so-
have to match it.
yeah, so similar thing. It depends like where you want to place things.
What?
Well, no, because you can actually move the board around.
Really?
So you can.
Oh.
Yeah, there is a bit of play. So
I've never seen that
Yeah, I
before.
see, I see.
So like, I guess
Should
we'll
we
kind of.
like block it out?
Yeah, we totally should. So on my system, I think I do something like this, where like this is generally here, and the power supply is generally here or something like that.
Blow this into the power supply.
I don't give a fuck. That's the thing. So you probably give more fucks than I do. So can we get something cool going on like this? Maybe. Oh, kind of, yeah.
Use this as a stand.
Yeah. Or just moving this closer. Oh yeah. Interesting. Cool. Something like this. Let's bust out the power supply and kind of get an idea for where things should fit. There we go.
Appears to be some kind of quad hard drive bay chat with like you can pop out the hard drives, sort of like as encapsulated units. They get clipped right in, snap. There's a big fan in the back for this thing. It's sort of just a little enclosure for a bunch of hard drives with like 4 SATA connections like up here. I don't know if you can see it up in there. So it's not like kind of crazy by any means. It's sort of just a really an enclosure with a fan for a bunch of drives. And I guess really it's just hooking up to 4 SATA connections. Pretty simple. I'm not sure where the mounts are on this thing, so I'm not sure it's going to actually hook up.
Oh, on the back, there's flip it over. Look at the fan. There you go. No, there you go. There's the power and the SATAs.
Right, no, I was looking for the mounts, like how does it screw it in?
Oh, I don't know. I never screw it in.
Oh, interesting.
I just kind of have it like willy-nilly.
So you just have it laying down loose.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Not what I would have expected.
You're a lazy computer making.
Well, it's like it's unstable. Like, how would you move it? You know, it's like.
Oh well, yeah.
Fuck with these heavy-duty cables.
Yeah, this power supply is awesome.
Is it? How many watts is it?
Oh, 1300.
There's so many of these.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for
1300 watts. Jeez.
well, I found when I had 2 video cards with a 750 or maybe I would.
Yeah, that's something new. So I think that new Apple Mac Pro, I think it's a 1400 watt power supply.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is true. So this is anecdotal, but this seems like a lot of watts to me also. 1300, 1400. And I had heard anecdotally that that's actually the maximum wattage that a consumer device is allowed to have in it, because of what you can do on like an American Power outage.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 1500 is like the max load, and so the device is limited to 1400.
I think so. The man is trying to keep us
comes
down.
in a little fucking sleeve, like a little case.
Uh-huh.
You'd be like, oh, I'm gonna take it out and put it away in this little case.
This is the most powerful supply you've ever had. You've never had a power supply this powerful.
No.
So check it out.
Jesus
I'm sure.
Christ! Oh my God!
Yeah. So
What the fuck?
yeah. So
Oh my God!
you'll never run out of power options.
Look at this fucker. There's all of these fucking things. That is insane! I'm used to using splitters. They're I could split it. I was I use a 5-600. This thing is gonna double the electric bill. It's literally not plugged in.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna use it all the time.
Dot.
But I don't know what its usage is gonna look like.
So Andy clarified something. The mobile division of Namco still exists, but the console Namco and mobile Namco moved together into the same building in Santa Clara. So a little bit of history.
Namco history. Yeah, I remember a friend of mine who used to work at
They got the motherboard.
Namco, and they fired a bunch of folks or something, and he was one of the few people who stayed on. I don't know what part of Namco that was a part of. I thought it was something mobile, but every company goes through layoffs, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we can totally do that and everything. Yeah. Right now it's just kind of just whip it out. I mean, we could even take these drives and put them in here. And do you want to do that really quick?
I do. What kinds of drives are these? Barracuda?
Yeah, these are just like, platter drives.
How fast are they?
Oh, I think they're 7200 or maybe. I don't know.
4 gigabytes?
Whoa, this looks like a fucking Terminator. Why is this
Ooh,
such
that
a,
is good.
like gear shapes and shit?
So nowadays, like, people who make computers are all into like making them more cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They used to be more like generic.
Yeah.
Like now we're into overclocking. Well, actually, I mean, it was actually kind of the thing. Like I remember the time I got a card and the board wasn't green, it was like blue. And the first time I saw that one was black, I'm like, the motherboard's black, and I was like, this is badass, you know?
Yeah.
And it's sort of like that. And then so like that kind of idea like continued to grow, right? So it was like, ooh.
And now they have like specially molded plastic pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, that are like shaped. You have to, look at this. I have to take the covering off of that surface.
It's almost like the unpacking is itself an experience that you pay for. Like you're paying for the experience of like unmolding it.
So like when they're choosing parts nowadays, some people are like, well, it doesn't do RGB lighting, so like I don't know if that's like a stopper for you. Like,
Right? It's like what?
you care about the lights more than the
Yeah. Which is like I can say that and you can say that, but other people are like, no man, like I want that. Like
Yeah, it's important. It's like their version of a Mustang.
exactly. They're like they're Honda Civic, they trick out. You know? Like, I don't know, and I don't disagree that there's, like, they do look cool, right? Like, it's kind of a fun
Oh,
line.
for sure. Yeah.
I don't connect with that personally. I'm like,
Yeah.
But I won't actually say I throw his lights out the window either, you know?
Exactly.
Like, I was looking at the new Mac Pro tower, and I'm like,
Yeah, and they're back to the cheese grater, right? But it's not
mega
tall,
cheese grater.
right?
Yeah.
Is it as tall as the older ones?
They look tall.
Okay.
I mean, they're full size motherfuckers.
Whoa, this is like thinner. than
Right?
average.
Like, I thought they were eco drivers, like, in the time.
I think they.
What the fuck is
Oh, they're
this?
compute brand.
They look like they're eco
I have
drivers.
to take this plastic off this thing on the motherboard. I don't even know what it does.
And I saw this, and I'm like, it looked like it was like going to be like a eco drive. Specifically, it's like it's not going to be a 5200 RPM drive or a 7200 RPM drive. Like. You know they make faster than 7200 RPM drives?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For SCSIs or something.
I can't remember the last. It must have been like 5-10 years since the last time I was looking at them, but like it was like something like 10,000 RPMs, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I think that they're called like the brand is Raptor.
Oh yeah, they one of the ones that like yeah. And it was interesting just because like you were always used to 7200 RPMs being like, oh, that means faster, right? So like, why not even faster, right? You know? It's sort of a generic. So ST4000. DM 004. A C8 Barracuda 5400 RPM 256 megabyte cache drive. They are the eco drives.
So the way that Unraid works is that you can change this, but the default mode is that it writes everything to the cache drive, which in this case will be his M2.
No
So
shit.
it's fast, and then at a later point, whenever it has time, it'll write it to the array, to the
It
redundant
is
storage.
writing to the cache?
Yeah, so the way their model is that this is the cache drive, like SSD, And then you have slow storage, which is your array.
Whoa.
So it'll just kind of write it over and then your cache will become empty, and then. So the fact that he has a terabyte is really good.
That's amazing. So this is built into the OS, huh?
Yeah, it's part of the file system that it uses.
That's kind of a crazy setup. Like, I mean, it depends on what you're doing, right? But like, you may not run into an issue where you're even using a hard drive for the most part.
Yeah, you can tune it to be that way. Like you can leave your VMs like
and like
on
use
the
cases,
cache.
like
and
use
everything.
cases too. It's like, right? Say you didn't have a terabyte, VM. Like it was like a half terabyte VM. It's like, oh, I'm mainly using this one. It's always running off the SSD. Yeah.
And that's tunable at the per share level. So you expose shares and you can just say this is only for this drive or exclude these drives or whatever.
Are you the kind of people that like to keep the plastic on there, or do you like to remove it?
Oh no! I think I just get rid of it.
I have the OCD where I want to remove it from other people's. Like I see it and it actually physically bothers me. Like I actually feel pain when I see the plastic stickers on there. It's like they have their car stereo and it has like a plastic sticker for all the things that it does on there, and I'm like, like I have a hard time not removing it. In fact, I have removed it from people's stereos before. It's like, they're like, what are you doing? And so I do it in secret so they don't know.
Oh
and
my
it's
God.
Like, wait, where did my sticker go? I'm like, I have
Every
no
Asian
idea.
family is crying out right now when you say that.
It's like the hats too. You know the hats with the stickers on the hats?
Oh yeah.
Gotta remove their sticker. You know, if they're in a row above me in the movie theater, I'm like, well, let's just see if I can.
Oh God.
No, well, I didn't actually do that, but I had thought about it. I thought, can I remove the sticker without them knowing? Like it's like they're enjoying this movie, kind of like.
What can I get away with? And then the movie started.
Understand which directions actually line up. Like how I can place it.
Yeah. So look
wouldn't
for
go
those
there.
those small micro holes that are on the chassis.
I guess though.
Where in
how
there?
many do you use? Because they won't
Yes,
all line
they
up.
don't
so
all
like,
line up. Yeah.
do you just screw in all the ones that you can?
So I kind of looked for me, I had to, since I was using max memory, and I really had to fit it where it was the only place I really could. But I would say that for sure, if you could get like 4 corners or something like that, make sure like no part of the board doesn't have
Because you were
support.
using max memory.
Yeah. So I had all the DIMMs full.
How's that affecting it?
So basically, the cooler placement became an issue because I was running out of space. Like the
Gotcha.
Noctua, if you have full memory, will not fit in there.
Gotcha. The Noctua.
Noctua.
Let's see this knock. Oops. Let's see this knock. Is that in the Ryzen case or is that like somewhere else?
Oh, I think it's on your right, and it's like a red case or red box or something like that.
Yeah. No, I don't know that.
Oh, okay.
So let me slow down the build. I'll poke at like, what is this stuff here? Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing.
A
Can you
CPU
can you crack it open really quick, because that might actually have thermal paste in it. I don't know. We'll find out.
Whoa! Vintage. Vintage model.
The nice thing about that
Oh my
cooler,
god, it's huge!
that
How does
cooler,
this even fit in a computer?
it's actually really quiet. That's one of the quieter fans.
Yeah, the bigger the fan, the more quiet it can be. Yeah. It's kind of a cool situation. Jesus Christ.
I guess because it's open too, it doesn't actually need to be at the edge.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, I've not been thinking that way. I'm like, I can only work this way.
We should just double check that you can actually get the video card plugged in and it clears and there's no issues. Or anything.
Yes, there is paste.
Oh, fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I guess we don't need to go to fucking 7-Eleven.
Might as well use their paste, right?
Yeah.
Was
I'm
there,
sure.
there were tools in the 7-Eleven too, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we don't need them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the kit was like $13, so I was like, oh,
Yeah, it's like basic. Oh my god. Damn! Does this fit in normal cases?
I'm gonna guess it does, but
It's just so tall. Like, it's so tall. I feel like this would almost blow the computer away. It's so huge. It's like it's like dangerous to your house. It's like, oh, don't let your cat get near his hands.
Fluffy died today when he touched the CPU.
Right, it's on Fluffy's gravestone. It's like you know, the dangers of a CPU fan and a cat's tail will never mix.
A class action lawsuit against Noctool.
Let this be a lesson to all future cats. May curiosity never strike near these fans again.
So is it kind of like we need to figure out a placement for the goods?
Yeah. And it seems like I don't know how to approach that.
So in my
Don't they have
case,
suggestions on the box, like on the rail?
they do have like I think visualizations. In my case, I do kind of go pretty close to the edge, but I can't recall if it's exactly like right on the edge.
No, no. Does the OS support hot swapping drives?
Oh yeah.
That's good.
There's a hilarious video where someone's like, I have a 24 drive unraid array, and I'm just gonna like remove the parity drive, which is what ensures you have like redundancy across your entire array.
Well, that's dumb.
Yeah, but it was like an intentional stupid experiment, and it was totally fine.
Oh, he removed the parity drive?
Yeah, and then put a new one in, and it just.
Well, the parity drive is like, the parity drive is not a specific drive, right? It's like it's too many drives, like, right?
It's a dedicated drive, right?
Yeah, so the way it works is you have one or two parity drives, and then you have your array, and then the way it works is like it lines up the bits in each of the drives to equal like one. So like if one drive dies, you can just compute what was.
How many
missing
drives
bit.
can die?
Up to 2.
Up to 2 in this case.
Because you have parity.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
maybe-
no, but I mean when 2 drives die, you're dead, or.
Then
when-
you can't rebuild that
Yeah,
missing
so
data.
you can like 1 drive die at a time. Yeah.
Yeah, because whatever data was on that
Yeah,
disk,
yeah.
you can't rebuild it.
Yeah. There's but there's not a specific parity drive, right? Like it's like they're all parity drives in a way.
There's a specific parity drive.
Really?
Yeah, so one of these will be the
Lyndon, hello.
parity.
I'm just used to like sort of like how like RAID 5 works, because like the way I think RAID 5 works, is that like it's spread over 5 drives, and if
Yeah.
one of them goes, then you put another one in, and then there's like another RAID. I think it's like RAID, maybe it's 10. I don't know what it's called exactly, but in that case, it's like up to 2 can die, and you're still fine. But like there's not like there's like redundancy across all the drives. It's not like a drive that does redundancy.
Yeah, so in this case, it's just like one of the drives. That's
Really?
the thing. Well, that's not 100% true because like essentially like with 2 parity drives, you can have 2 drives die.
So is the
At
idea-
least I mean, I've never had a drive die, so I could be mistaken with this.
Never had a drive die.
Well, not in this unraid setup.
Okay, I'm like that is a crazy thing.
No, I've had plenty of hard drives die. Yeah, like I used to be an audio engineer, and I had all my sessions on one drive, and that drive is now gone.
Then you learn, yeah.
Oh, but that was sort of like cathartic. Like, good, it's gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
No one can ask me about it ever again.
It's heavy.
So I. Is this okay? Cool. This is fan stuff. This is related to power.
Is it Unread open source?
I don't think.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was.
I don't know.
I'm looking. I looked like it was like a price.
Yeah, you have to pay for a license.
Steven, will you figure out how this can go?
Sure.
Oh, I wonder if it's lagging because it's streaming over Wi-Fi. That's probably it.
Yeah, so with mine is something like this.
Yeah, I guess I have no other solution. So okay, cool.
Just to get an idea of the height, and then I'll just put a couple on. Let's see. Really? Oh, okay. Raid 2. Who's Lyndon?
Linden!
Lindy! Or the font's just really fucked up on that screen.
Oh yeah, it's sorry. Yeah. We're talking about Unraid. Unraid. Are we talking about Unraid 2?
No, I think we were talking about the data redundancy.
Raid 2. Right. Yeah. We're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about this like Unraid. Unraid is the hypervisor that we're running on top of, and it's sort of like what like it has like built into the OS. Is there some kind of like
Or uses XFS, I think.
XFS? So it's some kind of like RAID situation. You know, there's some kind of redundancy. There's some kind of redundancy in which is similar to a RAID 5, but it might be a little bit different. So I'm just familiar with RAID 5. I've never seen Unraid before, so I'm interested in this.
What does
several VMs. So how does program plan on using all the new computing power? Lots of VMs. In fact, anything, right? Like you could
internet?
Maybe there's a VM that's used for gaming. Maybe there's a VM used for a server. Maybe it's like one of them. So like right now, I think he has like some kind of a Mac Mini that's being used to do like program TV, which is like a streaming Twitch channel. That could be one of these VMs. It could be just like one of the VMs on there that's going to be a permanent like broadcasting television station.
How about these?
So yeah, Jeff would tell you it would be anything instead of something specific.
And then there is a Wi-Fi built in, but I've never used it.
What the hell is this thing? RS Rock, Huawei SLI. Are these motherboard extensions? Like, what is this?
I guess so. See, I don't even use this.
Is this in the motherboard dock?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's like...
Oh, this is an SLI. I know what that is.
Yeah.
What
Same
is-
thing. Yeah, this is another NVIDIA sleeve.
Oh.
Oh, that's a 4-way, and this is a...
Some of them are distance. Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes tons of sense.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sweet. see. Now I must remember how I actually did do this. Okay. Did I actually flip that around? Oh, I'm guessing that's what it was. Okay. Is this something like this? Okay.
And at some point, we need to actually start screwing in the motherboard. Looks like that's happening now.
Yeah, there's like options for places to push it.
Specs. What are the specs? Taking over the world. Yes, that is definitely one of the use cases. Running Zelda 3D on the thing. Yes, Lyndon, totally. A server for thin clients. Yo.
Yeah, actually, Unity was a big thing because of the running OBS on the same machine, and Unity was running slow.
So does that mean maybe you're going to be running Unity on a different machine?
Than the one
Different
that have
VM.
dedicated.
Do you need a different
cores.
VM or do you need a different machine?
Oh, a different VM.
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Okay, it's time for one of those things.
I'm totally skeptical. That's all I am. Slightly skeptical.
Because you can dedicate cores to it.
I can do that with my Mac Pro. I've got like 6 cores.
No, you can't. It's completely different.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Like, I can be wrong.
I mean, I hope I'm right. That's the whole.
What you're definitely not wrong about is it's going to be a fast machine. Right? So.
Oh yeah, you can do all that cool stuff. All stuff you want.
Yeah, and if Unraid doesn't work, you install it.
That would be such a gross waste of like everything.
No, I'm sure it's going to be faster. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna rip. Do you have one of those thingies? The little thingies with the stuff that does the things? Yeah, I've never taken this one.
It's gonna rip.
Yeah.
It's gonna rip. Hell yeah.
Well, that's you.
Yeah, very exciting.
Okay. So at the point where we just need to kind of like decide where we're going to play it.
Just do it. Put it on. Yeah. It's like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, if it's wrong, leave it. Like, it's like it needs to move forward. It's like, yeah.
You're like, no one cares. Just put it there.
No. It's not that. It's like it's being held back by indecision.
Yeah. So.
But I don't even know what the options are, so let's just put some.
So on
lines and
mine.
things up.
On mine, here's how it works. You have the rod that goes across,
Mm-hmm.
and then you lay the video card here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I actually have the ports hanging out the side of the video card. So, so it would be something like, and then,
Alright, let's see it.
but it doesn't look like it will, unless I'm just like, which is completely likely, but I'm just like super lazy on my system. Mine is something like this. And I think it's even closer. I like to lose some of my ports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so on yours you probably want to like actually like leave those ports exposed.
Maybe. What are they?
It looks like there is a it's a
USB.
BIOS reset and then a PS2.
What's this?
Is that a BIOS reset?
Oh, BIOS.
Oh,
Is it a
flash.
BIOS?
Flashback? BIOS flashback? Yeah, I'm guessing it reverts to stock files or something. I don't know.
I mean, that can be covered up. I don't need a PS2, so.
Yeah.
So that's how
But you could also.
it could, and then have cables just coming out or something.
Yeah, so let's actually just kind of like just give it a whirl. Let's just see what it feels like. Do you want to grab a video card really quick? And then just see what it kind of feels like as we put pieces in.
Or is this the only one this size?
Is the other one you have that size?
I think so. I I don't have that taken on my computer yet, though.
We have the fake out. Overpowered. Woo! Yeah. Totes. Well, that is a way bigger card than I was expecting. Nice.
Yeah, it's a proper. It almost looks like a handle.
You can just take your video card anywhere. It's so cute. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
What's cute?
This has this handle here.
I think.
Oh,
I mean, it's
that's
not a
not a
handle,
handle.
but I'm saying it's.
I think the gummies are kicking in. Just. We're like, how adorable. So we're just kind of getting an idea for what it would feel like if things were placed like here.
So if it was across here, does it? How are the things spaced out? Like, can you just screw it in anywhere along the bar?
So
oh
I'm
no, it
pretty
has
sure.
these pre.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it was, and I'm pretty sure that won't make the, because the butt sits here, the ass of the video card. So
Uh-huh.
it doesn't look like it's long enough.
Oh, to even.
Yeah, to do it that way. So we would just plug it in.
Oh, yeah.
And then, does it feel like we would have any issues?
I guess it'd be.
Maybe.
I don't know. What is there any kind of significance in picking one? Like
I think they're all 16x, but then this one's 8x. So your USB controller over there.
Okay. So it could be on the end here.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, I think something like this would work. What else is there?
Yeah.
There's only one PS2 connection. It's like a mix between both keyboard and mouse. It's got the green and purple. It kind of covers USB ports over there, though. It's
Okay. And then let's, with that said, if we're kind of feeling that ish of placement, we would get this font. And we would get 2 on that side. So I think the issue is that this bar might need to be flipped
Oh, really?
if we want to get it to line up.
Uh-oh. They're mistaking the...
Oh, that would kind of make sense. Yeah, it doesn't line up with the other side.
Are they supposed to all line up?
Yeah, like
or
there's
are they
3
not symmetrical.
Yeah, there's not symmetrical. So like it's 2 and
No wonder
2
it's so
and 3
fucking
and 3.
hard. Like, I
Yeah.
can't. Why aren't these lining?
Yeah,
There's nothing.
It's like, what the
I
fuck?
can't do this, Steven. Do it.
It doesn't work. Yeah, it drove you to drink. When I was like, yeah, so let's just let's
well,
flip
fuck.
that.
See, this case is already.
Oh wait, are you sure it needs to be flipped?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because look, it's like 2 and 3, and then 2 and 3.
Oh, you
So
used
it's
the
like-
wrong. You used the wrong ones.
Yeah, so that's the problem. Is like this case is easy to fucking backwards it.
Are you
Like-
sure it's?
Because
Well,
we
no,
didn't
no, no.
even-
Like,
I
are you
didn't
sure
even
it's
know
gonna
these
work?
holes existed when we put
Yeah.
these first parts together.
Yeah, so when I put mine in, it wasn't like this difficult. It was kind of like, oh, right there or right there. And this is like nowhere. It won't fit anywhere. Yeah, because so we.
So you're
gotta flip
sure
one.
that this piece will go here?
No, we just need to flip this one or flip this one, and this seems easier because we can just go
Oh,
like
yeah,
right here.
that will be.
Yeah, and then we just have to slightly pull the.
Okay,
the
that's not
chassis
so
Yeah.
bad.
apart.
That's not so bad if we can do that one.
Yeah. Here we go. This case is amazing.
It's a cool case. No, I think I want one. Like, it's like it's $30, right?
What do you say? Oh my god.
Worth indeed.
think I should just leave those parts in that Amazon locker and whoever wants them can come get them?
I wouldn't worry about.
What happens if you just leave something?
Amazon. Like there's people I've worried about more, and Amazon's like one person you don't need to worry about. One company. Yeah.
I don't know what they would do.
What would they do? Those poor people.
We'll pick them up at some point.
Yeah. The poor company.
Oh my god, it's so much easier. Yeah.
Oh, didn't you take off that one?
Yeah, fucking shit.
Does it? Does that work?
Yeah.
You gotta like shove it in there now.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it gonna screw in, Jeff, on your side, on the long bar side? Where your thumb is?
No.
Oh, it doesn't,
So that is a constraint that kind of ruins this plan.
It does run.
Oh, wait a second. It might not, because you could just not need this. Unless you want this for placing something on top of it.
That's right.
You know? So it could be something.
Take that bar out. Who cares? Well, it would be. Isn't this like for like a power supply or something?
Yeah, it makes it easier so things aren't laying on the ground. But honestly, I have like this lays on the ground in mine. And I mean, I'm not the best model here.
Like, clearly, yeah. I've done this before, but
like when you just don't give a shit and you just want it to boot, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's an approach, right? Like,
I wonder if we can put the power up here or something.
okay, so here's the question: does this have that long? Can you go through this bar, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, does this have? This doesn't even have the this. This doesn't have the pokey thing.
Yeah, it does. What do you mean?
No, it doesn't.
Oh no! Like
This bar
Yeah.
can't go over there.
Yeah, what do you mean though?
You were saying we need to flip those bars, right? I'm saying you can't flip them.
No, I mean just we need to flip this to
No,
be so it's 3 and 3 and 2 and 2.
But
That's what I
that's
meant.
probably the one that needs to be flipped for this to work.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking that we actually can take it out pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not.
Do it.
Wait, does it have a.
Do it.
Yeah, it doesn't have the little triangle things.
Yeah. I mean, would the feet thing qualify? You want to go for it?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
So this would actually go over here. Is what you're saying?
No.
No, it just
Go
needs
over.
to
Yeah.
flip that.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that was actually correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Like it wasn't like that doesn't work, but like it. Learnings, chat. Learnings.
Okay, we're dumb. Shut up! This case is really hard, okay? You put one together and then put it on the internet, okay?
So sometimes people build cases and then like it can only go together like one way. In this case, this case can go together a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of.
Yep, thank you.
It's a design.
That's right. I like that. I like that explanation.
It's a
That's
design.
good.
Yeah. It's like if the design is made not to be intuitive to put together because this can go together 100 different wrong ways.
Yes.
So this is the right way.
Yeah.
So that's 2 and 3, 2 and 3.
Okay, so apparently you weren't around for like the instructions being total horseshit. Like,
yeah. It's a unique build.
yeah.
Wait, Steve.
Emily thinks that this can do it in 10 minutes.
What?
Also, Emily put money on this. Money. I don't know what money means, but
What
it
is
means
this
an amount of
jizz?
dollar.
Okay, where is she?
Emily, I will buy the case. It is a $30 case.
We're gonna send it to you.
I will ship it to you. You just have to start the build and put it in 10 minutes.
Make a YouTube video.
10 minutes is that? No, it needs to be live streamed.
Okay,
we need to see the disaster in real time.
Yes,
because there's
the
no
same
way.
constraints.
I didn't put this together,
Yeah.
and I don't necessarily agree with their build process. Let's just say I wouldn't quite, but I will say 10 minutes. No way.
Okay, to fully replicate it, she'll need to have some bourbon and some weed gummies.
And years.
Pizza and beer. And okay. Oh, I'm so screwing this. Oh god.
No, that's right.
This is actually bad. Actually. Wait, is that something good?
It's someone followed.
Yes. What does that mean?
It finally has happened.
Is that money?
No.
Is that dollars?
No.
Oh fuck.
That's is that a indie game legend soundtrack?
Yeah. Okay, this one first.
So wait, is she someone we know?
Who?
Is it Emily? Do you know
I
her?
don't know.
No. Oh, okay.
Wait.
What's your Emily McLean? Oh, Emily Mr. Clean. 5 No! Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so if you can put it together in under 10 minutes, we will send you this NVIDIA Quadro. Complete with 2 GPI boards. Yeah, good for almost nothing. Running Chrome could do that really well.
It does play video. It has 3D acceleration in there. Yeah. Included in workstations such as Z420s
From 2012.
from 2012.
Yeah.
Good machines. Oh man.
Oh shit, it's happening. Oh, and I win, obviously. Oh
Have you
my
messed with
God.
Clover?
Clover?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to use it to do the VM.
You do? Yeah.
Clover
So
configurator.
I have one of those on like a little micro USB thing.
Yeah.
And so the reason I have to do it for mine, it's not actually, the machine I have upstairs is not a Hackintosh. It's it boots off of an M2 drive,
Mm-hmm.
but there's not drivers to be able to boot off it for my computer. So I boot off the Clover
Oh, I see.
so that that loads the NVMe driver
Yeah.
that can then boot the actual operating system. So it's sort of like a hack to boot off an NVMe
Yeah.
for that like motherboard or whatever.
So the way you get around that is that you use the Clover configurator. You mount the EFI.
And it
the
auto
boot
loads
version.
it like in 1 second, load right into
Yeah.
this.
And then in there you make edits to how the bootloader works.
Yeah, it auto does it. It's like it has like a tiny little bit to the boot, but like it kind of works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I was like, no, I want to
Okay.
use it. I want to use it. I have one of those too. Like it's a 970 Pro. I'm like, yeah, that's my boot drive. Like,
Mhm.
no way.
Yeah.
And it's like off a PCI card, right? So.
Oh, a dual link? Oh shit. Bill Snitzer! Dual link? I don't fucking know.
Dual link. Oh
Shit.
I see.
I don't know, I think you could run Half-Life
Yeah, so dual link. Yeah, so this is the dual link. Dual links have like the Clover, and they have all the fucking ports open. So like the single links don't have both the Clover and all. They have like less ports open. This is a dual link. This is a dual link
on it. Yeah.
Quadro NVIDIA Quadro card. Maybe it's the original Quadro because it doesn't say.
Yeah.
Like Quadro has been a thing around for a while, but this just says NVIDIA Quadro, and the branding looks a little bit older. So this may be the first Quadro ever produced. Very possibly a collector's item.
Oh my god. Oh my god. She's like, Americans, am I right? What's that supposed to mean? Go to bed? No! Me want computer. Okay, so now.
I think we can place it down. Might work out.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking die laughing. I can't think about whatever that person said. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so this is way more sane. It's like lining up and everything. So now we can put the amounts on. And that would be a lot like, yeah, this would be pretty much identical to my system.
Okay.
What the hell are these things? Are those antennas for Wi-Fi?
Yeah, yeah, Wi-Fi.
There's a USB-C in there.
USB 3. There we go. There we go.
Is it both of them? Is it those two?
Yeah, there's a do a quick check. That's right.
Actually, no, this one, I think it's it's this corner one.
Oh, it is?
That's the only difference.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's slightly offset. Nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Is it slightly offset on that one too?
Oh no, it's these two.
It's those two. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yes, Billy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Here we go. That one? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's weird. It's not.
I wonder if it's
Music. Yeah, is there a slight different size? It looks like stretch or something.
Yeah, I think it's the whole.
Okay, it came that way. Okay, it's not us. Just.
That's fine. We can do
Yeah.
these four.
Yeah, perfect. And then
I think we can do here. Is there one there?
there is, yeah.
Alright. Does it have its own screws, or are we using the screws that came with this?
I don't think this came with screws. Pretty sure it didn't. Yeah, so probably the case screws. There are these two screws. I think these are for the M2. So when you put it on, this keeps it in place. Yeah, that's why there's 3 of them. Okay, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Do we have actual screws? I don't know. Oh, these don't look like they would fit. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Maybe these ones?
All right, chat. I think maybe an hour
Maybe
ago,
those.
somebody was asking for specs on the machine. Well, all right. So here goes. This is a metal case of some sort. Let me see if I can get
This
what the
is
hell it's
metal.
called. It's metal based.
Then it's a Pentium 3, 750 megahertz.
That's a lie. That is a lie. Okay, I can't find the case, but that's gone.
I think that was too small.
There is a.
No, I mean, look at the rest of
There was a case. There was a case. For a power supply chat, we have a EVGA Supernova 1300 GT. So it's a pretty powerful power supply, one would say. It's going to power some kind of a Ryzen Threadripper AMD. It's a Threadripper 2950X, 16 cores, 32 thread processor, 4.4 gigahertz max boost, 3.5 gigahertz base processor.
Here's all your swag.
Yes!
Yes!
Oh, 'cause everybody
Stickers!
loves MSI.
GPU is more on the lighter side. GPU, we have an MSI GeForce 1050 Ti GTX. I don't know which version of that is, but gaming twin
Oh my god.
Frozer.
The ones that fit
6?
are, they're not.
What a weird name.
They're hex screws.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no! So these are used for the top.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
for
so
the lip.
that's the right size though.
Yeah, so it would fit these. Yeah.
They're probably the same though.
Yeah.
Those other ones didn't fit.
motherboard is an X399
Oh.
Tachi. X399. I don't really know what that is. It has Wi-Fi and dual gigabit Ethernet, USB-C. There's more things in there. It is a motherboard. I don't know. What kind of motherboard is this? It's just a motherboard.
It's a motherboard.
It is a motherboard.
Why
It doesn't seem particularly interesting in any way.
Why did you pick that motherboard?
Oh, so for me particularly, it had 128 gigs of memory.
We're looking for the RAM access.
Yeah, I wanted
And
to,
so-
because a lot of the other Threadripper boards only went up to 64.
And why did you want Threadripper? Why is that important? Then one more cores.
Yeah, more
So,
cores.
Threadripper is
Price
more
to-
cores.
Yeah, price to performance.
And then with we're looking for more RAM in this case because we're running lots of virtual machines. So it's sort of a lot of RAM, a lot of cores. It's not a typical use case for like kind of a consumer PCU.
Yep.
So in this case, it's going to be running many computers. There is a
Awesome.
we have 4 Barracuda 4 terabyte drives in an enclosure. This is a sort of hard drive enclosure that sort of is going to sit on the ground because, you know.
Don't tell the chat it's gonna sit on the ground.
You know, whatever.
They won't. Oh God. Jeez. Okay, hold on. Yeah, right. Yeah. Bueno. Yeah. How's it lining up? Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
and there's
Awesome.
a cache drive. This is going to be running unraid, and so there's a 970 Pro terabyte. That's a good piece.
I'll hit these.
Could be worse.
So you're saying these work perfectly?
We finally, after an hour, case came together in 45 minutes, and then after another hour, it took to actually get the motherboard screwed into the case. But there it is.
You make it sound really bad.
Stop saying things like that. Oh my God. Oh gosh. Turn the timer off. Okay, here we go. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Boner eyes. Okay. Not going all the way. Way now. And we could bust up this and put that on. Sweet. And the last one over here. Might not really be super important. Sweet. Awesome.
Oh, it's so small.
I know.
It's like
It's fucking crown jewel. Like, so when I got that, I got it on sale, and I think it was like $100 off. It was still like $400 or something. Imagine it was a little bit cheaper now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Because it's such a small component. I mean, but SSDs, that's an important.
I know, it's like kind of weird. It's almost like a Nintendo cartridge.
Yeah, the first time I saw one of those was actually on a MacBook Air, but I thought it was a custom component. I didn't know that it was like an M2. I think it was before the M2s even kind of existed.
So one weird thing about this is that it runs kind of hot. So you actually just go like that.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's strange. And then we use that screw that's there to screw that in. This one.
Oh, is it? Oh, there's that tiny little fucker.
Single screw
It's
holds it in place.
I think I saw.
They kind of have this weight where they kind of like get like pushed up and like that like pushes it down. It's sort of a little bit of tension on the wires, whatever. Oh, that's not actually in there. It needs to like
Yeah.
sit up and get pushed in.
I don't know how to do that.
There it is.
Oh, I see.
Screw.
Okay.
And the screw in.
Alright, did you find a screwdriver?
I didn't see one back there. I wasn't
idea.
quite. It didn't look obvious. I thought I saw you grab one that was that size, but.
Oh, wait. Let me.
Oh, they were right there.
Maybe if you hold it down. Maybe push down.
Wow. Yes, Billy. Okay, here we go.
That's so weird.
I know, isn't it? It's sweet though. Excellent. Okay, so well, we can put memory in and then CPU and all the stuff. Just the key, make sure that you're looking around in any space problems like I did. Just make sure they're in place, makes sense and everything.
Jesus. Looks like a fucking rust. I mean, it's, you know, a big cooling thing, but it's just so ridiculous.
Right? I wasn't playing it up. Like it was like it's in its vintage. Well, look at the colors on it. Like it's like it almost seems wrong. Like in a way. Wait, doesn't that the CPU go in first?
Oh, I'm just making sure that this actually works.
Oh, because it'll be too close to the bar.
Maybe.
We could like make it work.
Could be. It
It could be. Could be.
No, it's just it doesn't matter. Like you can just bang it into place. So,
Let's see what products have.
I'm gonna go down on it.
You should be able to go straight down.
Yeah, actually, that should be fine.
Why does it seem weird though?
Yeah, what is that?
No, you know what it is? You're aligning it straight, but that's bending it in.
Oh, yeah.
But it lines up then. Oh, but it will go down the line. We're going
Oh,
straight down. And it would be off for like half an inch or something. Like I'm laying it kind of flush against this. Seems
Yes. Okay. So obviously 2/4 slot hard to fit.
what do you mean?
We could flip the motherboard around.
Yeah, someone said something I could think of.
Yeah, let's just try that. Yes.
What are these?
What?
What are
Oh, that's for the status. So this will plug in there. Yeah, so I'm already thinking about breakfast. It's gonna be so good.
Let's see about this.
Oh, we're gonna get there. It's this no mother's gonna do it. Okay.
Oh, you could put that there.
Yeah, there's 2 more.
Oh shit, another.
Crazy. Okay. Flip this mother. Okay. And we'll have to move the mounts slightly to line up. But yeah, there's way more space for the family, so.
Me too, that works. Shit.
Sorry.
There's a possibility.
What was that? So 85.
Can't tell. That's gonna be
That X. Oh, I actually don't use that external power though.
Oh, is that external power?
Yeah, that's an extra piece too.
Alright, cool. Okay.
Yeah, sweet. Awesome.
We don't have a hole on this side anymore. That's great. So we can still put the.
Yeah,
we
we
shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think we should. Nice. And then we gotta move that one over. Maybe just that one.
Once again, in case best says.
Over and over again. This case is an exercise in humility.
Oh no. Oh no. Is that the one that's. I mean, okay, we'll just live with that. What about the other one?
That's hilarious. Okay, it's slightly off. Isn't right there.
So chat, at some point we're gonna get this thing actually screwed on. Like it's I was saying it was only it was only gonna be like 45 minutes, an hour. Like this is just the case has been put together for about an hour 15 now, and we're still trying to screw on the. Oh god. So it's close. We'll see.
Okay.
We have to retake this whole thing!
Yeah, now we're gonna get this one.
Yeah, it's sort of a like this is a sort of the case is actually designed for people who are trying to mine Ethereum, people who are trying to Bitcoin mine, and so it's made to actually have like a bunch of GPUs up here and like the thing down below, so it's very open for a lot of cooling, which is new to me. I've never seen a case like this, and apparently they're really cheap. It's like a $30 case, so it's surprising.
I mean, maybe we paid more for our case.
You're not this fucking problem!
And let's see if I can find this. There's something particular that was really cool.
This fire, that one.
Yeah, it's like the other way has gotta be the way, right? I mean, we could basically put this down, but they just wouldn't be screwed. So it's like, if we did do it like this, it would look like something like this.
So
Where it is getting
here's
some
something.
level of support.
Here's something I've not seen before.
The board.
Like the way this case is engineered with like the 2-layer structure. Like usually your GPU is going to sit like right on your motherboard, but in this case there is there's basically a wire that you can run like hook into your motherboard, and then the GPUs like sit up higher, and this helps like break up the heat. So there'll be like lots of GPUs in like an array up top, and then there'll be a bunch of these little wires. These things sit into they go right into your PCI slots, basically to break up the heat, which is wild. I've never seen it before. But it makes sense. It's just like basic physics. Break up the heat.
The CPU is going to be over there, so.
And of course, the other advantage to like a case build like this is you get sort of like good access to all the parts, so it's easy to swap stuff out. So it's all designed to be like accessed easily as well. It's good for people who like to tinker with computers.
If we just mount the board on the thing. It's probably 2 and everything else is perfect. Like, there's not going to be any other problem. This is the main. This will be our big problem.
Okay, so there's a problem. What's the problem?
Yeah, so the problem is that this thing doesn't fit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it basically.
How far off is it?
Like, half an inch off.
Didn't you have this case build before? Like you had that?
Yeah, but I used a water cooler.
But didn't you try that at one point though?
Yes.
And it was too hot?
It didn't fit.
It didn't fit.
But yeah, it's a similar problem, but I thought my problem had to do with memory. But maybe I hit the same problem. I just like totally derped.
Let me see. Let me see how bad it is.
So it would look like. And then, Jeff, if you want to grab the CPU.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Oh right. So
Something
CPU is
like
right
this.
against that way.
Yep.
This is a crazy idea. Can you flip it so I'll ask in a second. How far off is it?
So, in order for it to go straight down, it gets to you.
No, push it to the left. Let me see. Kind of like trying to go into the wires.
Go into the wires.
Yeah, it's like comes
Don't
up.
push that.
I look fucking crazy.
I just lower it. Oh yeah, there's no way that's.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Dude,
This bar can come off.
yeah, like this whole thing. Like it's not needed because we're not putting GPUs on it.
At the moment.
At the moment.
Okay, can you flip? Can this be
Hold on.
flipped?
Hold on.
So let me see these things. Can these be flipped? No. Don't think so. Like, so this has. What if these weren't screwed in? So like, what if it's like this?
Yeah, but
Kind of crazy, but like, what if, right?
it's just missing support. Those two supports.
So is there any other way this goes down? I know it supports, but like, what do you need supports for?
Because you
Oh,
need to
because the
push stuff
CPUs.
down.
Yeah, the CPU would be.
We'll seat it beforehand.
What's that?
Seat the CPU before the supports.
But it might actually be heavy that way. I mean, you could get away with it. For
I'm just
Yeah.
saying. So it's like it's
'Cause
even,
you-
right? So it's like this.
Sounds like a last resort.
Yeah, it's like, cause this would technically, well, maybe it won't work. Cause like this would allow it to sit like that, and then this like allows all that access that way.
Do you want to try removing this thing? Or
I mean,
do you
they
wanna-
do have support, especially when you're pushing things into the car. You know what I mean? Like you're seating stuff, but as far as just holding it, like I don't know that it needs it. Besides when you're pushing stuff in, you know what I mean? And I bet you it's fine.
I'd flip it around.
Unless you're just.
Yeah. You're right about not needing like this thing though. It's like
Not yet.
that's not a bad way too. It's like both things work. Either with the support and then no bar, or with the bar and then like no support. It's just those feet though, like they don't really do anything. They add a little. They do. I feel like they help when you're pushing stuff into the board, but you know.
Yeah.
It's mostly like the RAM, the CPU, and then the PCI slots. But if you're using
So, are you planning on getting like a longer video card anytime soon?
If I need to. I don't think I need to.
So honestly, I think like remove this support because we're not doing a long video card, and then if you do buy a video card at that point, I would suggest maybe just upgrading your cooler at the same time.
Or getting a new case.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The idea I had, which is probably not worth it, because you're probably right. I was thinking I can just Dremel half of this out.
Totally. Yeah.
But I think that's not, like, it's easier to just take this out, I think.
it's not too hard to put it back in, right? So it's like it's like just those 4 screws.
Put it back in?
It's not hard to put back in later on.
Oh, yeah. Take it out as one.
Yeah, boom, 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 boom. So, chat, the exciting thing about this build is that there is some power going in, but also so much power and so much cooling that it doesn't even fit in this case with barely anything in it. Oops. So, what we're doing is we're removing this center bar here that's coming out, and then we're going to bring in an insane cooling fan. I've never actually seen something this big. This is my hand. My hand is enormous. This is like
For scale.
10 feet, and this fan is huge. It engulfs the world. It's like it's unfathomable how tall this sits on there. And even this open case can support such a fan like this out of the box. Like, we need to make modifications to make it work. So Chris and Jeff had devised a plan to solve this, and we're shaking our boots to see if this is going to work. We're hoping that they have a plan.
Other way, wait. Left, yeah.
It's really tight. Do you want to
Only one fan. Yeah, it's crazy. We have one enormous fan CPU sink. There is going to be a fan on this hard drive enclosure. It's sort of like a quad hard drive enclosure with a big fan on it. But this is going to sit like on the ground. Strangely, it doesn't even really mount to the case. These things pop out and then kind of like sit. It doesn't quite mount on the case just because of whatever reason. I think those are the 2 fans. Okay. There's going to be a fan on the GPU, but there's no case fan in this case. It's all open. This case is designed to have all the GPUs up top with like fans across all the GPUs because it's basically made for mining, for mining that Ethereum. But that's not what this computer is going to be used for. But so those aren't really needed, as the GPUs are not going to be running 24/7. And surprisingly, it's actually a very affordable case. It's just like some bars, and so it's like $30 on Amazon. Seems to be a good fit for hackers and tinkerers and people who want like access to their components.
I mean, I can imagine a slightly better version of this case.
Well, I could imagine a fan not that insane too. Like, that's a great fan. It's a great fan. It's going to be silent. Great. I love a silent fan. But I also prefer a fan that fits into the enclosure. So, you know. We finally got the SSD into the motherboard, so there is some amount of progress happening. Definitely good.
What time is it? 10
It's we're just
Oh,
starting.
we're good. We're picking up steam.
Yeah.
We're almost there. I mean, if you think about the value add of this computer, this time is nothing.
You could also think like it's the beginning of a dream, and dreams never end. So it's sort of like
I like
the
that.
start of everything.
That's wonderful. Oh, just
Here.
okay. Oh my god.
Yeah, I guess you really don't even need to access those anywhere.
Nah.
Right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 USB slots.
Yeah.
So like, what's 2 more?
Totally.
The PS2, I think you can access also.
Well, but like, no, I don't even have a PS3 or anything.
So I used to actually have a use case for like PS2 components. I was really into playing World of Warcraft, and at some point, like Warcraft itself was boring, and I was like, what? How do I make this more complicated? I mean, how do I increase this challenge? And so I started doing this thing called multi-boxing. So I had multiple pieces of hardware, and they would run into this box.
So
It was a single box with a PS2 connection into it,
Boxing.
and then out of it came all these other PS2 connections. So I'd press a key on a keyboard, and they'd be sent, because of this box, onto all the computers at the same time.
Here, let me show you this ridiculous
Oh, yeah.
box.
You need to see the Ryzen Threadripper. It's a CPU.
Open, I rip here.
Does it say RIP?
Yes.
Is that the thread you want to pull?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I ripped it.
Wow.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
It's
that's
coming
normal.
apart.
Yeah. Oh, be careful.
I feel like this just became like an unboxing stream.
Did I have to flip a switch? This is some kind of like...
The CPU is dead now.
This is an experience. You pay for this experience. It's not a white box. This is a retail.
Look at it on a
fuck.
hinge. It's on a hinge.
Hinges are expensive.
You think so? It's like if it weren't for the price of the CPU, like you'd feel like this is a rip, but
The thread
it's stubborn.
ripper.
Look at it. Oh my god. That's so
Now what do I do? How do I...
accessories.
Oh my god! Careful. Those are the accessories to the AMD Ryzen Threadripper.
Okay, we're opening the accessories.
Big thanks to AMD for sponsoring the stream.
Here we
We really
go.
appreciate them
Here we have a sticker.
covering this stream.
sticker. And then we have this is a
I'm gonna
this
put
is
that on my car.
this is actually really important. I threw this away accidentally in mine. This will allow you to mount.
Don't
water
throw it
coolers.
away.
Don't
Chat,
throw this
listen,
away.
Do not throw that away.
It's
big
important.
danger. You may not need it right now, but if later on you
You
need
will.
to water cool,
At some
you are
point.
fucked.
Yeah, and this is a special tool that you need.
Do not fuck yourself.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah.
Big mistake.
Here, let's open it.
Biggest mistake ever. Okay, here we go.
But it has to be on camera.
Okay, chat. We're about to open up the Ryzen CPU. This is the crown jewel. This is what allows so many things to happen. This is this. Let's see if you can see this. We need the camera to focus. This is the crowning moment. As I press the button, it does look like a button. I'm trying to figure out this mechanism.
Don't break it, don't break it.
I will not break it.
What was that?
Okay, I have clipped off the case, and I'm opening the compartment, and there is you can see it unfiltered by plastic or distortion. The Ryzen CPU. It is now risening from the case. Oh my god, it feels like several pounds. Thank you again, AMD, for sponsoring this stream. It is truly a moment to behold. The way I can't even twist it lest I have the CPU fall from my frail hand. Jeff, the CPU.
Here we go.
Jesus. It is now exposed. The CPU is exposed to our carbon air. It has never breathed before. This is the first time it has ever breathed oxygen. So
what was the giant world in Mario Brothers 3 where everything was big?
Mario 4?
SMB 3
Yeah, was it World 4, World 5?
where everything was big.
I feel like it was World
3
4.
or 4?
So it was 3, yeah, it was Mario Brothers 3, but was
Yeah,
it World 3? I think it was World 4. 4 or 5.
Right.
I think it was World 4. But this is Super Mario Brothers 3 World 4.
It feels like this is like an old Pentium chip, but in like that world where it's like a giant version of it.
Well, the Pentium 2 chips were boards.
Yeah, that's true. So
This is the chip itself. I've never seen a chip so large. It's like they don't even know what to do. They built a chip so large. It's like several chips at the same time. We're breathing the oxygen with the chip for the first time right now.
What do we do with this?
Are you ready?
Carrier frame.
Yeah, so we have to remove this. Yeah, and then that just slides on. And then you just put it
What?
back on. Yeah, I know, it's weird. It's a new thing.
Alright, you do it.
Well, hold on a second.
There's some paste involved. In which case the thermal paste will go on the thing. You have 15 minutes. Excellent says we have 15 minutes.
Until what?
The detonator.
She's deploying.
There is a detonator.
Oh no.
Yeah. So this is how long we have.
Okay.
The oxygen is in the air.
Come here, guys. Come here.
We're about to view something on the board itself.
I don't remember exactly like what this component, but I don't see the instructions explicitly about that. Because I remember this just came up in mine, and they had it more like there was an orange piece that came with it.
This this is territory we've not seen before anywhere in the world.
Carrier. Before sliding in the carrier frame, so we take this out. Slide.
We're moving a component from the board. Careful! Oh my God! It flicked up like the wind of God. It was a holy flick. It threw itself up.
And then that's where it slides in.
To be
That's where that
removed.
slides
We were waiting
All right,
for
so
this
here we
moment.
go. Here we go, Jeff. There we go. Just put her in there, right there.
Oh no, I didn't see
Does
how it
that
went
orange?
in.
Is that
Oh,
orange
go
piece
in.
staying
It's
on there?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's like this.
That I did not expect.
But then, so they
Okay,
just
okay.
slide it in.
We're actually sliding in
Well,
the
there you go, there you
Ryzen Threadripper CPU.
Oh God, it's happening. Oh geez.
This is the moment that.
And then push it.
Oh my God. Okay, there's a lot of pins on that CPU, and we're hoping the pins align. If it doesn't, it's possible that there will be damage to our souls, to the CPU, to the fabric of reality.
Here we go.
There's a lot of fingerprints
Success.
on the CPU. I'm not bothered by that. It's super fine. There's no electronic static going on here. We're super fine. Everything's super fine.
I mean, it looks good. Let's just turn it on and.
It's Jeff says turn it on.
Jeff is basically
Jeff,
lost.
turn it on. So okay, somebody hit the power button. Let's see how this works.
Awesome.
It is aligned. The CPU is now in the board. Chat. I'm gonna lift this machine so you can see the truth.
You can move the camera too.
The truth of this situation. We're flying in. The thread has been ripped.
So ripped. There's too much light. There we go. Yeah.
And we're trying to get a proper
Here we go.
exposure
Here
on
we
the-
go. I'll help with the lighting. Here we go.
There it is. and then screwing in with the unique tool.
Ooh.
It's coming in perfect.
Shit, yeah. Oh, it is. Okay, wait, no.
you doing?
I don't know. I think it's just I'm not playing.
Now, while we're
chords.
flying around, you can see that we have a
Yeah.
classic 970 Pro here
There we go.
with this crazy motherboard. You
And we
can
just
see
need
our the way this case is screwed in with this bar. We're missing some USB ports. We're not actually going to be able to plug into those, but we have plenty of other USB ports to plug into. Dual Ethernet, very nice, and even a USB-C. It's basically a modern motherboard. And actually, this motherboard is actually interesting. It actually has 3 M2. Let's see if I can get this proper. 3 M2 slots for the NVMe.
Okay, and all for this whore.
So the reason we actually took off this bar that didn't work off this thing here was because this enormous case is going to go in there. But we're not going to be able to put it in directly because we need some coolant probably. So next step is to put the coolant on there.
Yep. We have the thermal-based, the goopers, the gooper doopers. Over here.
Awesome.
Let's see.
So we're now reading instructions to find out how to goop.
Okay, so let's continue it. Whoa, this is a lot of fucking good. We may not actually need that much.
He says.
So Chris has read the instructions and has decided that
Call him
they're not
Steve, damn
accurate.
it.
What? Steve? Chris?
Steve.
Oh, is it Steve? Sorry. I totally forgot.
Let's see, do you have scissors over there?
Yes.
Oh, never mind. We got it.
Uh-oh. Is it all in that?
Yes. I'm pretty sure that with this, we actually don't need to use any of the additions, and that we can actually just screw it in into these 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So I think we don't need those other ones. Let's just check really quick.
That's 9, and then you form
Yep, we have 2 gigabit Ethernet ports in this motherboard.
pretty cool motherboard.
It's pretty solid. Not a 10 gigabit, which is nearing sort of that point when we want that 10 gigabit, which can be really nice for like doing like raw video editing or some other like high bandwidth task, but still like dual gigabit is pretty nice for any kind of like
Camera.
standard. Okay, so we're about to fly in for the big goop phenomenon.
Okay.
Here we are.
It's do not ingest this. Is this? I don't know. Is it on?
Chat, do not breathe this.
Well, hold on. I don't know. Is it working? I
It's
don't.
not coming out.
It's not.
How to...
How to de-goop the gooper? Okay, hold on.
Is that a cover or...
I don't know. Oh.
Oh, shit! Okay.
God, this is bad. Oh God. Hold on, we're gonna test the goop over here. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that looks good.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, we're pre-gooping before we spread ourselves over the horizon.
It's sad.
We're prepared. Chat, this is serious. Stop laughing.
Okay,
we need
hold on.
composure, chat. Hold it together. Come on. This is important.
There we go. What, baby?
This is a very careful
there
process.
There we go, baby.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
This is how you. This is how you add
too
coolant
much.
to a
Too much.
processor.
Oh God, I don't know. There we go.
There's a strategy involved.
Here we go.
You
Boom.
don't want to add too much, but you don't want to add
God.
too little.
Yeah, there we go. Oh God, there we go. There we go.
So Steve is being very careful as he places the proper amount prescribed within the literature, within our holy scriptures, the manual.
From Noctua Inc. Okay, hold on.
So then it says put in 4 more between.
4 larger drops in a square pattern. Okay. Here we go.
These ones gotta be larger.
Okay.
We're spreading ourselves now more liberally
Oh God.
in a sequence
Oh God.
that Thine
Wow.
Threadripper will remember.
Oh jeez, ripped. So ripped right now. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do it. Let's just do it, guys. Okay.
Oh my God, we're landing now. This is the moment.
We won't fucking turn it on, okay?
This is. Do we have connection?
Yep. It's looking good.
The very hands are placing.
Wait.
This is the moment of truth.
Okay. And then what?
Then we need a screw. So it's the.
How do you screw this one? We have to take this thing off.
Do we?
I mean, how else would you?
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Looking in. Nothing escapes. Tightening the seal.
There we go.
As we break
God, I feel like that part in the rock.
and enter the horror of what has happened.
God, oh God, what happened? Here, where's that other thing? Oh, it's over there. Okay. Hold her in. Oh God.
Oh no.
What? Is it
okay,
in?
I see.
Yeah. Yep.
Are those ones in?
This one.
No.
It can be. Hold on. Oh God. This music isn't helping. There we go. It's in.
All right. Screw
hold
them
on.
in a little.
Yeah. Is this one in? Okay.
How are you doing over there?
Oh, I was supposed to be screwing?
Yeah.
No.
Wait, does this fit? It does.
Hold on before you tighten over there. Well, I got that one in.
Why'd they put that one under the thing?
Just need to tighten it now. Okay, this little hooker.
Should I do them kind of like all a little bit at a time?
Yeah, I'm gonna want, yeah. Oh God, we're almost there. Okay. Just to speed things up a little. Let's just,
Yeah, were these all straight?
What's this?
the memory.
My God! This is something to remember. I've never seen RAM like this. Get ready. This is a DDR4 32 gigabyte Corsair, but they've decided to build a bridge upon this memory. A bridge of cooling. May it be forever chill. I feel like we've taken a turn at some point. No longer do we build its components, but we're building stories. We're building sort of a legacy. It's sort of like they're doing interior design within the components, so you can show off your rig. In fact, like holding this alone, like the coolant is not just like it's not just made to be like sort of the idea of cooling. It actually is cooling it. Like holding this is cold, which is surprising to me because it's really humid in Austin right now, and yet holding this Corsair 32 gigabyte module with this cool, it is surprisingly chill, which doesn't make sense, but I guess it does because it works. So that means you know it's a good thing. Yeah.
How tight are these supposed to be?
Pretty tight.
Chat, we're still
this is
actually
soft,
tightening this this module.
Oh yeah.
It is now held in place by its own screws.
Yes. Okay. Time for the memory.
Did we remove the fan? We actually made a mistake, or maybe we made a calculated decision to remove the fan. It's no longer a part of this build, or temporarily removed so that we can install memory. We've made decisions, and they seem to be working in our favor.
So far.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay.
Did it go in that one or that one? Doesn't matter.
Usually with dual channel, I've seen in the past, like it's like 1-on-1, but I ended up filling all of them
Dual
up. So.
channel.
Yeah.
So there's a we should probably look at
Is
these
that like a thing now? Yeah. I looked at them, but I was like, oh, it's time to do it.
Yeah. Just simply read the rules.
Yeah, I know. It's not like right here though.
So this is 32 gigs per module, and yet I see 4 slots.
Oh, it's 16, I think.
Is it? No. No, it's not.
What?
Did you buy
This memory may not support
Benzines?
this board. Oh wait, 32,000 megahertz. Wait, what is the actual? No, 32 gigabytes. 2 by 16. 2 by 16.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so.
So these are actually 16 and they're sold as a pair? Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that true?
It's strange, but it's what it says. Like 32 gigabytes, then 2 by 16. 2 by 16 suggests that it's 2 components. Was it one box? Was it one box or 2 boxes?
I don't.
2 boxes, but they came together like this.
That's one box, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like the
Yeah, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, alright. That should be fine.
Like single box, single packaging.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
individually.
Swedish.
So is it 1-on-1? I imagine
It's
one-on-one.
like this.
Yeah.
It's like one.
Whoa, really? Oh, so that's the one is like boom boom.
Yeah.
What? It says A2 and B2 for one dim.
For one dimmer.
Yeah, it says A2 and B2
Mm-hmm.
for this one. A2 and B2.
Yeah,
so
so
A2.
And then
A-
on the
A-
other
wait,
side,
wait.
so it'd be these two.
A2 B2. Oh,
Yeah.
weird. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, good to check the manual.
A little manner danner.
Yeah. It's like it won't necessarily. It will actually work with the wrong version, but it won't be as fast.
Yeah. That's the only deal.
Which is fucking weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wait, what? Because they're like, yeah, we'll make it work, right? Like, why not? But like, it won't be as optimized, which is super fucking.
Okay. You guys ready?
Chat, we're about to clip in the RAM. We're about to enter the RAM situation.
Oh God, here we go. Okay.
You've got to get over here. Jeff is about to enter the operation.
Yeah.
And Operation is the game that we're playing.
Yeah.
There's about to be a buzz, and the buzz will be a soft click. Prepare yourselves.
Yeah.
Are the DRAM don't these open up? Is this not that kind of a push? Aren't those not
Do they open or do you?
It's only this side that
Yeah,
opens.
okay.
This
Oh,
side
oh.
opens, and it clicks.
Oh, I see that side.
Okay, this is the right thing, right? Like,
Maybe they have to go in at an angle.
oh, something like a little bit. Oh, there we go.
Click,
There was.
click, boom.
Yep. Yep. This clicked on this side. We did it. Okay, so the next one.
No.
Grab the
There we go.
book. Configuration. Can you open that really quick? Okay. So, does it say anything about going across? No, that looks fine.
Okay. Try it. See what happens.
Oh God. Here we go. I believe in us. There we go. Success.
Success.
Oh, we have more.
Yep. More.
Wait, what? How many gigs did you get?
I don't know.
It's 64.
That is a. Jeff has no idea what he's done. Oh, so do you know the slots to put him in?
Yeah, based off the.
Yeah, okay. He was reading specs off of a 32 gig build and didn't realize that we were actually building a 64 gigabyte build machine.
Oh God. Oh God. We're gonna need to go to the bar after this. Okay, here we go. Okay. Boom!
Oh my God! We've got a fourth click demanded
shit.
by idolocracy, demanding the fourth click. Villagers demand the click, he says.
Villagers demand.
Does that fit now?
We're now slotting in the CPU fan.
Maybe.
Jeff doubts the build. He's unsure of whether we'll be able to actually make the connection, despite the evening's efforts towards a machine. Chat, prepare yourself.
Well,
We can do it. This will not win.
I mean, you could go lower than that.
Are there not actually supports that go here?
There are not.
It looks like there are supports that go here.
I don't think so.
Not
You
on
see-
the case.
Do you
but-
see
but
like
the board?
like the board? Yeah, don't you have
Oh,
an
you see
extra-
screws?
Yeah, man.
What?
Alright.
I mean, inside this metal piece, you see the support.
Do you see? Oh, wait, where's the stuff? Does it not just sit up top here, or has it?
There's holes inside.
They go from underneath.
Oh, okay, cool. There'd be like holes.
They actually go from like underneath here. Yeah, like that. Cool. Interesting. I'd imagine a case like this would have like a lot of holes because it's like it doesn't open with the port, but it
Right.
has more options.
Right?
Like it doesn't actually make sense. They would do that.
Now you know what I was. Can that?
What?
I mean, that could be a little lower, so
Yeah.
it doesn't actually fit
Sorry,
Because-
what? Because the RAM.
because of the RAM.
So this is actually the wrong build. So Chad, this is
For-
what happens
for
when
this
you
case.
buy parts that are cool but don't actually work well together.
Well, it's because of this fucking piece of shit case.
No, so this is actually nothing to do with the case. This is actually just the CPU
No, it's
fan
the case. Okay,
and motherboard.
it's the case.
No. No, Chad. So this is it's you know it's not a major problem because it's probably going to be fine. But you can see that the motherboard no longer supports like having this fan brought down upon these.
No,
this
this looks great. Okay, it's wonderful.
Okay.
It's
So Steve definitely believes an idea which is not true, but is also not true.
But what about this? Can we put this one in another slot?
No. So this is actually the better way to do this is to have this offset because it's just gonna like how hot is it? You know. Like you don't want
wait
to
a
fuck up
second.
this.
Hold on. Hold
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
There's offsetting instructions. Hold
Yeah.
on. Does this help us?
Are there?
It seems fine to me.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
I mean, you could reverse it, but like and then reverse the direction of the fan.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Chat, let me see if I can actually show it to you. I'm not actually looking at the. Yeah, there it is. So there's the fan. You can see it hit like right fucking there.
Who recommended this case?
It's the case. The case is definitely the fault.
Andy,
Absolutely.
this is
the
what
fault
I have.
It's
This is
totally the case. Absolutely the case issue. Totally the case.
You said it looked badass when I sent you a photo.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Like, it's just about heat. How much work is Jeff really gonna do with his machine?
Did you guys buy a glass table at IKEA and then use the supports to make the space? No.
It definitely seemed like a good idea.
Okay, here we go. Here, let's finish her off.
Oh, because we took some bars off too, by the way. It's not supposed to look like a coffee table base.
But honestly, this.
I mean, it could be.
It's very transportable now.
Yeah. And you could put a table on top.
Right?
Alright, what next?
Okay. So honestly, you probably want to finish it off near a monitor.
Huh? Oh wait, do we have a monitor? We can probably bring a monitor down here.
Yeah.
I mean, we just have to. It's just HDMI, right?
We don't need a monitor.
It's just
but,
HDMI or
like,
display board.
I mean, because we're gonna start putting things on that are gonna be harder to transport, right? Or do you want to just say?
Because we're not mounted.
Yeah.
How many things are not mounted?
Well,
That and this.
knowing him, everything.
So, not everything's actually going to be screwed into the case because this case is actually partially a case. It's actually kind of a bizarre idea. I never used to like something not being mounted. It's an open case, that makes sense, but unmounted, that doesn't actually make sense to me at all. But what does it matter, right? It's just loose components.
But it's only two things. We can just
Power supply and
But I'll bring down a monitor.
power supply and the hard drives will not actually be physically mounted to this case. It makes it harder to recommend, though. That's for sure. Like, I would feel a little bit flaky about being like, oh yeah, this is like a great case. This is absolutely like great. It's like it's definitely a sort of maybe I'm gonna look around for this idea, but maybe not this exact case. Like it's a good idea though, 100%. That's definitely good. And then it actually doesn't really matter, so whatever.
Okay, here we go. We're doing it. We're going.
Idiocracy says we should have a glass Pac-Man game on top, and then eat breakfast on top of our supercomputer.
That sounds wonderful.
It does actually sound kind of good. I can imagine worse things, right? Like, it's like we'll play Pac-Man right on top of this this case. Yeah, it sounds kind of great. Oh.
We got You know what? Actually, yeah. Oh, nothing. I realized. Yeah, never mind. Okay. Here we go. One.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
1300 watt power supply, which sits upon the case. There's something about this that also kind of like opens up the components of a computer. I feel like this kind of shares like what a computer is like made of, not in like it's sort of like a general level. It's like, well, what is a computer? It's like, well, there's like this sort of like base everything connects to. There's the processor and the cooling on the processor. There's the power supply. There's sort of the storage. Like it sort of exposes that whole idea in a really kind of open way. It sort of makes it like education about like the idea of what the kind of major components in the computer is about. What else do we need?
The flash drive.
Do you have the flash drive? This is for the Clover.
This is for what Unraid boots off of. So you need a USB flash drive.
The little, yeah. Is there a USB drive like on here, or is it going to go back here?
It just sits in the computer back here.
Yeah, same for me. Like, so there's some boards that have like internal like things, and then you have the USB drive like actually has an internal component like inside there. So like it's sort of like hidden from you. You know what I mean? So it's like, because it's the same thing, it's still doing the same shit, but it's like, oh, the USB drive is hidden in there, so you don't actually have to see it or whatever. Like I think it's more about presentation more than function. But
Is this with what has Unraid on it or something?
yeah.
Yes, I don't know if I put that in the Notion or not. Did you have a USB stick?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so just like a 16 bits.
And
And then we'll install Unraid on that.
so does it, should I download it? Put it on
Yeah,
there?
you're gonna have to have it on like a Mac or another PC.
Internet. Tech stuff or something.
Does he have to buy it too, or whatever?
What's up? Oh, eventually, some like,
Not immediately,
some version.
yeah.
Yeah, for 30 days you can.
Oh, okay. So you can just like download and do it.
Yeah. Where did the box go with all the other applications?
So chat, we now have a case with a motherboard hooked up to, and we have a CPU on the motherboard, and then a power supply, or rather, sorry, a fan on there, and plugged into it we have a power supply. Finally, we have several connections happening. We have an SSD, a Samsung 970 Pro 1 terabyte hooked into there, so we're getting very close to actually having all the components of the hardware plugged into each other. We have forgotten to actually install the operating system onto a USB drive. This is a little bit different than your normal machine. This is a Unraid setup, so in this case it's actually going to be booting off of this USB drive. For some Hackintosh stuff I've done, it will boot off of the Clover install, which is also on a USB drive. So it's sort of like, imagine your computer booting off a USB drive, and then it boots into, in my case, the main operating system. In this case, it's booting off this Clover operating system, and then it's going to boot into these VMs, which is interesting. It's going to run these VMs inside of the sort of like the host hypervisor. So excellent. It's sort of it's not Ubuntu. It's Unraid, which is based on KVM, which is a something virtual machine. I forget what it stands for. But it's basically like an something Linux-based system that runs its if you think of virtualization, the stuff that I've used before, like Parallels or VMware, VMware Fusion Parallels for Mac, like these are virtualizations that run on top of when I use them, on top of the Mac operating system. So it's like the Mac operating system, and on top of that shit runs like, we're running like Windows or Linux, like on top of that shit. In this case, this is not a type 2, but a type 1 hypervisor, a type 1, and these things are like more bare metal, so they give direct access to components, and we're not going to be actually running this stuff with as much as sort of the overhead of running on top of, like, say, the Mac operating system. Like, we're using Unraid in this case, and it's sort of like allowing us more direct access to the hardware components, but still using virtualization. We're still like kind of wrapping the whole OS, Mac, Windows, Linux. We're kind of wrapping that whole idea into little VM containers, and that allows us to do a lot, to run several of them at the same time in parallel, to be able to back them up or whatever. I don't know, what is the idea of containerizing OS? Is this good? And allows us options. But with these kind of low-level, more bare metal virtualizations, they allow us more speed, more bandwidth, more access directly to the components. And so we're using Unraid in this case to make this happen. And Unraid is going to be booting off of, it'll be actually, instead of booting off of an SSD or hard drive, it's going to be booting off of a USB drive. That just kind of gets us going. There's not a lot of bits in there to begin with. It's just kind of almost like a micro operating system, which is not doing a ton. It's mainly offloading that to the kind of the VMs themselves. And we're about to enter that system. Now coming in, Steve is hooking up the power. He's now plugged in a couple.
Oh yes.
Lots of power, powering up the stuff.
Oh,
he's now just powering up the.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay, there we go.
Lots of power going.
Yeah. Oh, what?
To our this is our 4-drive enclosure. Internal / external exposure. What is internal external with a case like this? Who can say? But it has been obtained.
There we go.
Well, this is Jeff's old USB drive, which used to be mobile, and now will be permanently installed into this machine.
Here we go.
Goodbye forever.
Which one? Which port? There we go. Here we go.
The one closest to being inaccessible.
Yes, there we go. There it is. Nice.
To be or USB?
Okay, here we go. Power. Here we go.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a NAS. It's definitely like going to be like the 4-drive enclosure it's a RAID of sorts. There's redundancy in there, and I imagine speed. Steve, is there a speed being obtained through Unraid? Like, is it giving more access to speed through the drive?
So actually, some people say that it's slower.
What we're mainly getting to the drive stuff is then redundancy. We're mostly getting redundancy through the 4-drive enclosure. Still good. Although in this case, there's also Unraid is going to be using an SSD for caching. So we'll be caching a lot of the data on the SSD itself.
Nice. Okay, one last.
Chat, this is actually finally happening. Like, very rapidly, we've gone from like a clusterfuck to a computer. It's happened so rapidly. You can see here the CPU, the GPU, everything's being plugged in. I might as well help and actually purge this plastic thing from here.
No, I wanted to.
This is a mere NVIDIA a 1050 Ti, so kind of like a very budget but good budget GPU.
I have a matching HDMI cable for it.
The colors are good. The colors are very good.
Oh,
HDMI.
Does this even have HDMI? Oh god. Okay. Oh god.
It does have HDMI.
Okay, good. Yeah. There we go. Whoa, that was a close one.
There we go.
That was almost worse than Fan not ready. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Do we have enough strength? Yeah, we should be able to make it. Yeah,
yeah.
we should be fine. We should be fine with that. Just kind of stretch it out a bit, and you should make it without pulling it. Right? Yeah. Just like each component kind of like stretch out. Yeah. Do we want to plug it in now? Is it now the time? Like, cause so you want to power up this thing first. Is that plugged in? Okay.
Oh, this is plugged in. Yeah, through the VGA.
Is it time? Do we have all the components? Is there a thing missing? We have.
No,
So chat, just to review, we have the power supply. We've got RAM. We've got a CPU seated in there properly. Great. We've got a GPU plugged into a monitor. We have the power supply plugged in. So we've got a lot of wires plugged in.
Oh shit! Hold on. There is an extra piece here. I need to make sure that this is only for a fan. I'm gonna double check this stuff.
We're checking a final component. There's no keyboard or mouse in this situation. So Jeff goes and retrieves the keyboard and mouse now.
What kind of keyboard and mouse?
USB. USB.
No, USB.
Well, shit.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, that's good. That's really nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great. That's just great.
What's great?
Oh, nothing. We do need that power. So
This is power to the board.
yeah. I'm just.
So Steve recognized a major problem before he boot this up, is that the board itself has a 4-pin connector. See if I can get this properly for the camera. Apologies for the angle. There's the 4-pin connector, which is actually important to actually power the board, lest it will not power. So fortunately, our ultra powerful, our overpowered EVGA 1300 watt.
No, it's just
mega
enough power.
It's 13
Oh god.
like mega. It's a gigawatt, or what is it like? It's a what's after mega?
Giga.
Giga? It's a 1.3 gigawatt. It's not gigawatt. That's totally bullshit. It's a 1300 watt power supply, and that thing is going to power this monstrosity. It's not necessarily GPU powerful. You can recognize that with the 1050 Ti. We've heard of more powerful GPUs, but this rack mount up here allows us to put up to 6 GPUs kind of across within this kind of open case format, like right across here. There's another bar that mounts here, and then like lots of GPUs will sit across there. But the Ryzen Threadripper processor, definitely a pretty strong contender for CPU power. And then we have this nice little thing here. So could this go in a standard case? Yes. This open case format is also pretty cool. So here we go.
Oh god, the keyboard's here.
We now have the USB on the case itself.
We don't need the mouse.
Fuck.
We're only actually gonna look at it for just a second to find the IP. We need Ethernet. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
For what?
Sorry, I shouldn't have taken that gummy.
I don't know what he's talking about, chat. I have no idea.
That's a Wi-Fi radio, isn't it?
Yeah, but you'd have to connect to your network.
Why do you need to connect to that?
Because then from there you can use the web portal to finish the setup.
Okay.
Oh, you can probably Ethernet right over here.
Yeah. Right where I put that big cable.
Do it.
Maybe that's not connected.
I don't know.
sure that this is only for if you have a water cooler.
Why would you not plug it in there, right?
Because the power supply doesn't actually come with anything compatible. Yeah, so I guess I just used it when I plugged in my water cooler.
You need it right now. Oh, for sure.
Oh my gosh. Do you know how much harder it is to make a computer when you're partially stoned?
It's also fucking hot in here, right? Like,
Isn't
let me
it?
get some air in here. Like, it's like Austin hot in here. Oh, fuck. Is this a fucking cable? No, it's not done. Well done. You've done the deed. It's about to be done, chat. It's about to be decided. Frankenstein's monster has already risen from the grave, even though there has been no button press. Nothing has risen yet, but we are sure that the rising will rise within moments. Okay. Chat, we're powering up the GPU or
Here
the
we
power
go.
supply now.
Hold it's not. Oh gosh, hold on. Here we go.
Holding.
Do you want to capture this?
No, plug it in, plug it in. We're now powering.
Nope.
The button's been flipped. Lights have lit on the power supply.
Here we go.
Several lights.
Here we go.
What?
Fuck.
There's absolute 15. I see numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's booting up. Fans are heating up.
Yep.
The moment.
It's happening.
It's a live machine.
It's happening.
Reactions from the crowd. Reactions from the builders. Oh, Jeff, what do you feel at this moment right now?
Oh god.
Why isn't the monitor on?
It takes a second. It's still posting.
Okay.
So. Yeah, this will tell you when that goes clear. It's past posting.
What would clear say? What would mean clear?
What the hell? Is that?
It did it! It posted. We probably want to actually go into the BIOS real quick and make any changes.
Chat, we're pressing a button on the keyboard. I do not know what button it is, but it looks like it's probably the delete button. We're deleting the computer. We're hitting the delete. The computer is now deleted.
Well, hold on. We have a
we're posting.
error. We have a post
We have
error.
a post error.
Yeah.
The error is A2. A2. Chat, if you know what A2 means.
A2 ASRock Tai Chi. Oh, never mind. That wasn't a post error.
Wait, it was not a post error. It was a user error. So we've used the error.
Sweet. Booting. Hot metal.
Unraid has been successfully installed on the USB drive and is now booting
Here
on
we
the
go.
computer.
Moment of truth. Wait, is the Wi-Fi, the Ethernet stuff plugged in?
Are you sure? How did you know that? Did it say something?
No, because I just noticed it wasn't.
Oh, cool. Is the USB plugged in?
Yeah. Oh
The other
yeah.
side.
You sure?
No, I guess it wasn't. Yeah, that's why it didn't get there. Cool. Okay, we open up a computer. Let's go there. Here we go.
You can do it right from here, right?
What? Log in
From
or what?
Oh no, but we want to finish the setup on another system.
I just typed in the wrong login tower wrong.
Here we go.
I guess there's no reason for USB if you're going to log in remotely.
Well, it's useful for like the first time because we're actually going to change some BIOS settings. Because this board like has some things disabled by default that you actually want to re-enable.
No.
Okay, here we go.
Chat, we have successfully booted. Evening's work has been
Successful.
successful.
Hey Jeff. Yes. Look at this.
Oh shit.
Chat, hear that? There's several G.
Right.
It's this means that the computer has been logged into the net.
Yep.
We have unrated successfully.
We're gonna use a trial key first.
Yeah.
Trial key. By using the software, you agree to everything. Yes. Start trial. Trial started. Awesome. Okay, here we go. This is actually gonna be kind of interesting. Are you prepared? You probably want to check this out. So, yep, there we go. Everything's there. Yay. So this is where you like design your array. Cool. Lay those out. And then down here you have cache drive that you set to your own terabyte.
That thing is happening right now on this computer that I do not understand.
Right?
I'm not sure what a computer is or how it works, but it's definitely happening right now in this moment on this remoted machine.
It's happening. Boom. Yes. So it's setting these up, and then they'll appear as mounted disks.
Mounted disks are happening. Just making decisions that will finalize this operating system. We're waiting. Pins and needles.
Unmountable?
It's doing.
Oh, it's a yeah. Nice.
Oh fuck. Shit. Yeah.
So what?
Oh, this may take quite a bit of time.
What? Is something happening?
Yeah. When it's building the array, it'll take a little bit of time.
Where's the progress bar?
Not there yet.
Chat, it's so slow we have no progress bar.
Oh, it's over here. 0.3%.
Chat, we're at 0.3%.
Sweet.
Chat, I think we've entered the end of the stream. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you being here. We have now finished phase 1 of this computer build, and we'll probably pick things up tomorrow. Jeff, what do you have to say about what's happening tonight, or the story?
It was kind of easy, except for the case and the motherboard and the other things that went wrong. But everything else went really smoothly.
Kind of like Legos, really.
Yeah. Once the motherboard was in the open layout of everything, made it probably way easier than an actual case because you don't have to worry about where these getting cables around and stuff like that.
Yeah. For anybody tuning in a little bit later, we had some bar up here which would go kind of across here. That's gone now, not there. So we can fit a massive CPU fan in there. It's amazing. The case wasn't too hard to start, but as things got going,
So, who won the giveaway for the Quadro?
We
didn't. No one wanted it.
I mean, they have to build the case, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And the
And
case.
no one's willing.
Post to YouTube.
Yeah. No.
Or live stream it.
We will. That's still happening. An important, very true. Important. We have yet to find out. This seems okay. I like these things just chilling up here. It could be worse. There's 2 bars. I'm like, whatever. I mean, this mounted I could imagine rubber bands or something, but duct tape. Duct tape,
Okay, goodbye everybody.
Thanks for tuning in, chat.
Rainbow, yeah. Okay, bye everybody.
Later!
Peace.